using like money you don't have.
Yeah.
Something I just physically like cringe at the idea almost. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, a credit card is one of those necessary evils. You don't want to use it, but it's like, okay,
I managed to get this far, you know.
You got to build up credit somehow, so you have to use it once a while. But that's about it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I've always lived by the if you don't have it, can't spend it.
That's a pretty basic good rule. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to a nice, relaxing Sunday afternoon. This is Smudcast number 187, and we're doing another Kavernacle video. It's the last one on the docket, so not going to see him for a while unless you guys want to see him again. But that's just how the voting goes, and that's what we're doing. So this is a long title. This is Anti-SJWs Don't Understand That Giant Corporations Are Not Woke. And then in brackets, this is TheQuartering and Geeks and Gamers. Now, I did a simple Google search that took me about, 4 seconds. And I have a giant list of actual companies that have gone woke. Let me put up on the screen there. Here's a master list. This is from One Angry Gamer. So you see these dozens. There's one in gaming, one in movies and TV. There's comics. There's a whole bunch of others. So this is just some random independent website. So again, these are all online. You can do a very simple Google search. The top 10 will have these results. Here's another one. Let me just see if I can find it for you. All right, this one's from the Daily Caller. This is the top 50 times huge companies sided with the social justice warriors. So you may argue this is just a marketing campaign or they were trying something out or whatever, but I'm quite sure corporations are more than just a bunch of people that want to take your money.
But it's when they do it and then it's not profitable, but then they double down, you know? So that's like, how the fuck can you like rationalize that as, well, they're just doing they're just chasing the money. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, but also some of these corporations go woke and then they get rid of people who work for them who aren't as woke.
Yeah, so
do you know what I mean? They start firing people left, right, and center.
So a good example is like Batwoman, right? It's not successful at all, but they double down it and they're like, oh, somehow it's still got a second season. But it makes no sense from a profit perspective. There's no way you can rationalize the existence or the continued existence of that show on a well, you see, they're just going where the money is. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Because if they were following the money, they'd be following it down the drain pipe.
Right. So people are more than just a corporate cog there to take your money. They have different ideologies. They have different standards. They have different outlooks. They will try and try and try to appeal to a certain demographic, always overreaching, maybe a bit too far at times. So, yes, they do go woke, and sometimes they do lose a lot of money, and we're going to talk about that soon. So the fact that the Kavernacle starts off a title with this is a little, I don't know, ignorant. I don't want to say he doesn't know any better, but it sounds like his premise is already wrong.
To be brutally honest,
the definition of woke to like literal communist.
Yeah.
This is the problem with the
they're
Kavernacle.
not literally communist, and therefore that means they're not.
This is the problem with the Kavernacle and people like them. They don't define their terms. They just keep using the same language. And it's like, do you know what toxic masculinity actually... Like, give me an example. Can you show me that? I would love to see that.
The words they use, they don't actually understand the words they use. They just go, this word.
And they're all invented.
Make up the meaning of it.
They're all
and then when you ask them, they have no answer.
When they call us, what is it, reactionaries? I'm like, I still don't...
Chuds,
whatever. I'm like, what is that? What does this word mean? I'm reacting to you, yes, but what does that mean? Like, anyone can watch a YouTube video and talk about it. Like, we're just essentially a bunch of guys watching YouTube videos together and having a good laugh because they're so ridiculous. Like, this is...
They take it so personally. You know, you have so many Smudcast episodes, but one of them is about one of their videos, and then it's like, oh my, they went out of their way to specifically pick on me and just talk about me for hours. Oh, like, it's just like, bro, we're just shooting the shit here. We're just fucking some dudes.
You just happen to be the video with the cry emoji that people picked the most.
Yeah.
That's literally it. That is your claim to fame.
Okay, so this is a 16, 17-minute video. This will take some time. We'll see how hopefully intelligent it is. And at any time you guys are like, this is a waste of time, we'll stop.
No.
We will stop because there's a lot of rambling here. So, anyhow.
I'll just quickly interject. Kavernacle is literally the sort of person who, once he reaches 30, will literally do a full 180 flip on all his beliefs right now because he'll finally made some money and not want to lose it. So
maybe. I doubt
the
it.
dime a dozen in the UK. The dime a dozen in the UK, Smud.
Really?
They are literally, they go to university, act like a prick until they're 25.
International relations? Is that what it is?
History or something.
International relations was his master's, I think. I can't recall. Something like that. But either way, anyone...
I don't care.
Anyone who wants to save money realizes the government...
Call me gobbledygook to me.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to make money and be wealthy or be well off or just at least survive realizes anyone who's in your way is a bad thing. And if you want to give money to a charity or to your cause, go for it. Go live your life elsewhere and do that. I don't care. But when it comes to the common man trying to get by, the government has always been in the way, and that's in the form of taxes and various other things that you are forced to do. So and this is not me siding with one, left-right ideology. This is just the government, okay?
Hey, I worked for the UK government for 5 years. Yeah, they literally just do anything to get your money.
Yeah. So,
especially in my country, they will do anything to get hold of your money.
Yeah, and tax season's coming up real soon, guys. So you're gonna start crying next month if you don't have an accountant, or maybe you have someone else do your taxes for you. So it's not a pretty feeling to lose money, and that's why a lot of my investments are tax deferred, or tax safe, tax friendly.
I think what is it in the UK at the moment in time? I believe the council tax has been lowered or stopped for a lot of people because of COVID and stuff.
Interesting.
Come April, when that gets redone again, it's going to be pretty much tripled to cover all that's happened in the last year, and people still haven't clicked on that's going to happen. It's should have checked out.
All right. Okay, this is going to take a while, so let's get started. I'm predicting about 2.5. Yeah, maybe 2.5, depending. All right.
Well, I'm already up on the BS, so we're fine.
Right.
I don't understand why these companies think this kind of advertising is good for them. Whenever the companies that sell consumable goods want to get into politics, especially the kind of politics that bash their customers, we are going to be here to remind them that they need us, not the other way around.
To most right-wingers and conservatives and anti-SJWs, there isn't actually a difference between leftist or liberal. They even like to lump in people.
Okay, I'm in Canada, so the Liberal Party is centrist, so no, I disagree. Yeah, it's just fair. Leftist would be like the Green Party or the NDPers. And
when we're... How is this relevant? When we talk about woke, you know what we fucking mean, right? We're not talking about literal communism in the economic sense when we're talking about this company went woke. We don't give a fuck that they're not supporting communism, and that we're not saying that even the companies are saying that communism is good or that Marx was right about everything. So I don't see what the point of.
Yeah.
See, you're saying they're leftist. These companies are leftist. Well,
no, we just say they're woke.
It's about social views. You know what I mean? It's not really about
it's
or
it's the fact that at this moment in time, the people who are woke tend to be incredibly left wing.
You know what?
And that's it. They just happen to be at this moment in time. I'm pretty sure you could easily have a right wing woke person at some point.
If the woke elements were positive, if they didn't bash on the males or whatever, if it was all just a positive campaign for whatever they're selling, most people would be like, yeah, we don't care. Yeah, it's a weird looking trans person, whatever. We don't care. Are you selling, I don't know, hats? Yeah, cool, whatever. But when you start bashing your audience, that's where any marketing person would go, wait a second, are you attacking our demographic or a new demographic? Why?
Yeah.
So whoever does this
it's
just
very
came out of
strange.
school and is like, let's try something radical. Okay. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? So,
Well, the thing about that is the people who come out of school and say, let's try something radical. Everyone who's been out of school for 10 years rolls their eyes because, we did that 10 years ago.
He's
Didn't work.
Still has those chocolate oranges.
oh, don't bring up the chocolate. Oh, please don't.
Oh, Jesus, come on.
Let it rest, man. Ah. Shiny is not here. Remember that. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
People like
Also,
Mark
he has a
Zuckerberg
poster of
and
himself
Facebook
up
and
there.
massive Silicon Valley tech corporations as part of the left and the leftist agenda.
Well, they are these days.
They are.
They certainly
They are.
these
What
days.
year, when was this video made?
Let me check.
This is the problem
December.
with Kavernacle here is that he thinks the left, like the dividing line, literally is literal communism. And if you're not anything other than literally having no capitalism at all, then you're just right wing, which is just a retarded standard. There's no room in the middle. There's no I still support the idea of having markets, but I think certain things should be public good, right? Because that would be slightly left wing. That would be like, well, okay, we're gonna have markets for most things, but even saying like healthcare, right? Even saying like healthcare should be a public good and we should socialize it or nationalize it in some way, that's a little bit left wing, right? That's a little bit more left wing than the person who says that it should be private, right? But the idea that that person isn't a little bit left wing, but they're just they're just right wing because they don't support completely dismantling the current system and having capitalism and having companies owned by their owners and not by the workers.
You cannot look me in the eye and tell me that Twitter and Facebook are right wing.
Like the amount of times I've got banned on Facebook for saying right wing things, and it's like, they sure seem like they're on my side, buddy. They sure seem like.
Yeah. So what happened with Trump this week? They deleted his YouTube channel, I think. They demonetized Rudy Giuliani's YouTube channel. I don't know why. They kicked off a whole bunch of people from Twitter. Facebook, the same deal. It's like, okay, and they're all right-leaning people. Now, some BLM people from Twitter got banned as well this week. So that was interesting. That was unexpected.
But they probably knew too much.
I don't know. The thing is, yes, corporations can be political. They can do whatever they want. And it can
I think he's saying like, oh well, they're corporations, so just by that alone.
The fact that they're involved in capitalism means they can't be left wing.
Just by definition, they're a corporation. That means they're right wing. Even that, it's so dumb though, because a lot of these corporations are very much pro like socialized healthcare, and a lot of socialized things, and are in favor of a lot of things being public goods. Obviously, obviously not them. They don't like Facebook. No. This won't be a public good. We're our own corporation, and then suddenly
they're a private corporation, and they can do what they want.
They do whatever they want, but they don't for any other industries. They'd be perfectly happy to be like, socialized healthcare is good, and we need Medicare for all or whatever. They're perfectly happy.
Communism good, just not in Silicon Valley.
Not for us, because we're a private company and we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they're a private company and they do whatever they want, and they do what they want, and what they want is to kick off, is to ban a whole lot of sort of a lot of right wing and very few left people.
A lot of Facebook and Twitter's actions are always political.
And that's just social media. Like, we could talk about actual corporations on that giant list that have sold specifically or marketed specifically to the demographic of the left or whatever. So it's
patching it through.
it seems to be like some of them are actually inclined during that way, and that's because people are that way, and that's totally fine, except when they start screwing around the individual simply for existing, which is kind of silly. We saw that a lot with Steven Crowder over the years. He's still dealing with these problems on YouTube, just for having to hire a lawyer and going through his own way of making money. It's just this bizarre, like, how dare someone criticize other people? Like, wow. We haven't figured this out yet, how to treat people that criticize others. And he's a comedian as well. So
what I find funny is the people who get criticized tend to do the most criticizing themselves of others. It's just hypocrites. So
I actually really like the attention when I get criticized. Like we do pretty much every Smudcast now, it seems like. Every time Twitter, we do a bigger name.
Oh, yeah.
We get feedback. We're like, great feedback. What's the feedback? Oh, he's just as crazy as we thought he was. Great. Fantastic. Let's run with that again.
Cancel me on Twitter if I don't have Twitter. Check me.
What I find funny is literally I respond to all these people. They never respond back to me. Yet they'll go up for you and go, you look at this, Smud's being transphobic. All right, well, respond to mine. I'm not being transphobic. Fucking tumbleweeds. It's like, yeah, I know. You haven't actually got a defense, have you? You just want to throw insults at others.
Personally, that kind of thing said about me, it just holds no weight because it's not something I care about. You know, that only holds weight with people that care if someone is transphobic. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. I couldn't give a toss. But what I'm saying is I'll say to them, well, this is what's wrong, and then there's nothing because they know it's wrong. They're just using it to deflect from proper criticism. It's easier to say Smud's transphobic than to defend the points of a Smudcast. So
it's just fun on Twitter because Twitter, no one cares about your opinion. They just want to bash you, and you're like, listen, can you define your terms and then speak like a rational human would after they ask you a basic question? Nope, you're an idiot. You die. Your worldview is garbage. You're scum. It's like, okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna go over here now. Yeah, sure. Imagine your thousands of followers don't exist. Like, okay. So anyway, let's go on with the video. We got some super chats. Hussar Zve, thank you. Corporations may not be woke, but SJWs are definitely useful idiots for said corporations. Only an SJW thinks in absolutes. Thank you, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, we've seen the generalizations, the statements made by many people. Even today, I was but on Twitter at least, reading the various comments people make of me after I disagree with them, which is, I mean, it's picture frame worthy. It's just beautiful, like how they can make these statements simply by disagreeing. If you disagree with me, therefore everything about you is wrong. Your worldview is wrong. Your lifestyle is wrong. Everything is wrong. So
I like the fact that people have a go at you for things that I say on these streams.
Really?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, these things.
The funniest thing, I used to have, I used to be like a co-admin on a page on Facebook, and we posted a lot of like edgy things, right? But one of the things I posted was this fucking slam poetry thing, and it was this girl made this like it was a slam poem about slut shaming, right? And I was it was the dumbest shit ever, and how it's actually really stunning and brave to be promiscuous, right? And I was basically saying like this kind of retarded, you know. And I posted this video like basically without context other than going, this is like the dumbest shit ever. The funniest thing was though, people weren't mad that I was basically pro slut shaming. They were mad that I didn't credit the person. they were mad that I didn't credit who did the poem. They were more mad that I didn't like have like, oh, by the way, this is the person who made it. Like, it's a Catch-22 because if I did, there's like, oh, you're sending your toxic fans to harass this person.
Oh, it's just like, there's some serious priorities that need to be sorted out with some people.
It was really.
All right.
Anyway,
Solid Redfield, thank you. Always love it when you rip into the Kavernacle. There's another. Give him a nickname already. Oh dear. Let's try to be nice because I'm sure he has some very, very, nice, kind, intelligent things to talk about when it comes to economics.
Hey, listen, he's got a history degree. Leave him alone.
There
He
you
knows more than
go.
all of us.
He's got that big, thick, bulletproof diploma to protect him from all the arguments.
Yeah.
They do stuff that conservatives don't like, and they have this image because they're in a liberal place like California that they might have more progressive social values. And people like TheQuartering and Geeks and Gamers
That's
and
what
various
woke
other
means.
anti-SJWs seriously believe that corporations like Facebook, amongst others, are really driven by a political agenda, not by the agenda of making as much money.
Okay, wait, stop here. First off, a corporation, yes, does have an agenda to make money. They can have a second agenda. They can have they can give money to charity. They can build a yacht and
Right.
blow it up in the
The
water.
people in charge of corporations are people, right? They aren't just automatons who just go, I'm going to make profit. That's all I'm all going to think about. I'm only going to think about making profit. People don't work like that. People are like, if I can still make profit, if I can manage to still make profit and push my social views, they're going to do that. You know, they're going to do it in spite of maybe they can make more profit if they didn't do that. But if they can still make profit and do that, they're probably going to do it.
Okay, so you're telling me that Black Lives Matter just wants to push its message and not make money?
Like,
then.
Even Amazon had a Black Lives Matter like banner thing, and it's Prime Video service, right? It had like a banner. If you go on the page, it had like a banner of that, and it's like, do you really think that made a single iota of fucking difference to its success?
Their profits,
one fucking bit.
Remember all the Twitter accounts that were putting up black images with "We believe that all people are free and they should be equal under the sun," all that crap. Even games inside the games had that crap. So yes, lots of people, even in corporations, to sell games or whatever, will say political things.
What game was it where they had like, oh, we're gonna make you wait the time that George Floyd was choked for?
Really?
Before you can play the game.
Oh my god.
Like you would go to play like a multiplayer match, and it would be like a black screen with like a message about this is how long was choked.
Yeah.
And there's like
I think it also said I can't breathe on it for like that.
Yeah, and it's like, do you really think that like no, that like people stopped playing the game and didn't come back? You know, and it's like, do you really think that was profit motivated? Do you really think that was some fucking 5D chess thing? This will actually make us more money in the long run. Like, you're actually retarded, dude.
Okay, remember on Twitter, was it during Pride Month, when all the corporations put the Pride flag up, apart from their Twitter accounts that were in like China and Arabic countries? It's like, this is not about profit. This is just about virtue signaling and pushing an agenda.
But that's the one where
because they know that if they do that in these other places, they're gonna get more than losing money.
Would use that as an example. If they really cared, they do it in these countries. But it's like
but they know in those countries it's like pissing into the wind. There's no point.
Like I think it's a little bit more danger than just not going down well. There's a little bit more.
It's more danger than bad words on Twitter.
Customers might not appreciate. Like, no, that's it. It's a little bit more serious than that, you know.
They'll blow up your building.
Yeah.
As possible, and I guess it shows that these people don't really understand marketing and don't really understand economics. So we're going to...
Okay, all right. This guy...
First things first, economics, not economics.
Professor taught you everything you need to know about economics.
The socialist professor, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I've been doing marketing for a while. There's lots of things to learn. It's an ongoing study. When you screw up, you have to figure it out. When you do well, you have to figure it out. It's kind of a shot in the dark half the time, but the other half, you actually know what you're doing. You have stats, you have demographics, you have marketing campaigns of various media. So you generally know what you're doing. How that translates to economics is a very small part of economics, but it's still a part. I don't think I don't think that these guys he's criticizing need to know all that crap. They don't need to know or think that, oh, no, it's all about money. No, when you're making a campaign and you lose billions of dollars as a result of that campaign, you screwed up. It doesn't matter why.
Yeah. I just like to point out when he goes like, these people obviously don't know about economics and stuff. My response is, oh, so like the average lefty then.
The socialists, yes, of course.
Yeah, because you have no idea about economics at all, because you want to destroy pretty much anything to do with economics. You think we're all going to jump around in fucking loincloths, skipping merrily, sipping soy lattes. So... Ugh, what a tool.
So let's all agree that we don't all know marketing and we don't all know economics. I'm no expert on both, but I've been doing it for a long time to know that there's lots to learn. And once you figure out basic psychology of buying and selling, it's like, holy crap, that's a whole discipline to study and work in. So, yeah.
All I'll say is I know more about the economy than a communist. That's it. That's my level.
All right.
Get into how guys misunderstand all this stuff and how that most leftists don't like corporations adopting wokeness to try and to appeal to more customers and make people think they're good and build social capital so you don't stop buying their products, because this is all that this stuff is. These corporations don't have
But it's
politics.
really not, though.
These corporations don't
They don't have politics. They don't have politics at all. They don't have any politics.
Any politics. They're not just
the guy who says that, like, he's on the isn't this guy on the all media is political side?
Yeah.
Isn't this the everything's political? No, but these corporations, no, they're just making money. They're just really.
This is literally, oh, hang on, a right wing has proven that we're wrong. I guess I just have to do the opposite. That's all this is. He's going back on everything that he's probably said in other videos, just because he doesn't want it to sound like TheQuartering and Geeks and Gamers.
Well, apparently he attacks these guys on a weekly basis. So I just one from 5 days ago. Anti-SJWs help lead racist harassment of new Star Wars YouTube host. And again, it's TheQuartering / Geeks and Gamers. It happened the week before that. And the week before that as well. It's like he's just... I should bring out I forgot to bring out my bingo card. Oh, crap. I should probably do that right now.
Yeah. Come on, Smud. Keep up.
I know.
You're 40, not 70. Dementia shouldn't hit you.
I'm still a little depressed whenever I do these videos. It's just like, more crap. That's good. It's all right. It's fine.
But it's like... What is this fucking argument, dude? There are clearly people who are not like employees of the corporations who are praising a lot of these things. You know, so saying, well, I don't give a fuck what leftists believe. Okay, like the social, the thing with the social views, people do look at it and go, oh, this is great. This is great that this is so diverse. It's great that you know. And how do you explain, for example, the BBC making like a fucking English queen fucking black? Like, how the fuck? They're a completely different model. They're not like they don't have to compete like Netflix does. You know, they don't. They're not trying to. So it's not the same, but they still do it anyway. Even though they don't have the same incentives at all, but they do it anyway. Yeah, you know, and it's just like.
Let's put it this way: if he found out that a corporation didn't do something woke, he'd be the first one to complain. He'd complain if Twitter went, "Hang on, no, we're gonna start, you know, allowing right wingers to have an equal say." He'd be the first to complain.
Someone in the chat mentioned Don Quixote, and you should see the Stone Toss comic of the Don Quixote thing where the windmill is the let's say the windmill of tolerance, if you will. You know, But yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, I think leftism you could call it a Don Quixote thing. They see an enemy, attack it, and it's just a fucking windmill.
Yeah.
Right, bro, what you doing? We're over here.
Metaphor, yeah.
Message coming in.
Oh, here's Joe Crazy.
Patching it
Hey,
through.
Joe, how's it going? Howdy. Yeah, just got on. Did I miss? No, it's just the Kavernacle episode tricks. Only this time,
Oh,
not everything is political, because if you're a business,
Sure.
you can't be.
Mhm.
All right.
So hang on. Then Kojima is not a leftist. He's just trying to make profit.
Oh, but everything he
eh?
learned was from Kojima's games.
Kojima is just trying to
News,
make
yeah.
money. That's the only reason there are communist shit in the games. It's because he's just trying to appeal to the audience.
yeah. He's just trying to appeal to supposed SJWs.
Yeah, he's just trying to appeal to sort of young, sort of teenager commies. He's just trying to appeal to that market. It's not political.
Yeah, he's just
Kavernacle.
and only those
He's
sort of
capitalist.
people, and only those sort of people would be stupid enough to fall for it, wouldn't they, Kavernacle?
Woke. They just care about making money, but there are various different ways to do this. Before we get any further, if you want to support my work, please have a look at my...
Oh, what a great segue. I love it.
So, hang on. So, is Kavernacle just trying to make money? Is he not political? Is he just trying to make money?
Wait a second. Can he actually
We've
do
cracked
both?
the code. Kavernacle isn't political.
No.
He's not a
He's not
leftist.
political.
He's just
He's
trying
not
to
leftist.
make money.
Kavernacle is actually right wing.
He's actually right wing,
Oh,
but he's just trying to
no.
make money. So he's appealing to
Wow.
the SJW market.
Oh my
Bro.
god! What an absolute fool!
Bro, we fucking.
You are. Oh, he is literally everything that's wrong with the UK education system.
Okay, well, let's just be fair. He's not a corporation. He's just asking for donations, right, from Patreon. So
It's all a lie.
Yes.
It's all a lie.
Yeah.
He's just
He's-
being leftist
he's
to
asking-
appeal to the market.
He's asking for donations like the government asks for tax.
Send tax, please.
The-
Send bobs and tax.
Oh no.
You don't have to send tax, but you might regret it if you don't.
That's my headcanon now. He's actually a right winger.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Appealing to the leftist market.
He's gone. Oh, these are a bunch of fucking idiots. They'll give me money for anything.
Where do you think
anyway,
he-
He's actually a fucking CIA
Where
agent.
yeah.
do you think the chocolate oranges came from? For free? Of course not.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
that's the fucking what do you call it?
Sponsor.
Product placement. That's the
Yeah.
product placement. That's what it is.
Before I go any further, I'm just gonna have a sip of this can of Coca-Cola.
Okay, let's try and keep going. Solid Redfield, thank you. The capitals in capitalist knackle. Okay, I think that's a good one. Joe Crazy, cav.exe has stopped working. No. He's going with this. He's just flowing through this. It's like, yep, no problem. Logic, memory, I don't know.
Message coming in.
All right.
If left wingers had a
Patching it
memory, they
through.
wouldn't be left wing.
That's okay. One way of putting it.
Patreon subscription. Next week we're going to start rolling out some benefits like a private Discord
Message coming in.
server and some other ideas
it
I
through.
have in store. Also, check out my various social media links in the description. So TheQuartering and Geeks and Gamers literally freak out whenever a corporation does something woke and they say it's part of the leftist agenda, it's part of the radical left taking over everything and trying to make you really believe what they believe and demonize the white straight man. And I think one of the most perfect examples of this
Yes, which
was when
it's what you
Gillette
do as
put
well.
out
Where would you
an
get that
advert
idea?
telling men to be better. And I'm going to play the advert for you, hopefully, if YouTube doesn't block it. But basically what it shows is various situations
Cringe.
of men being
It shows
toxic,
cringe.
and it shows other men going against
It's
this type
cringe.
of behaviour and
It
then
is
tells them
cringe.
to try and be better.
All right, here we go.
Oh god, this advert.
Do you guys want to watch this? You don't have to.
Is this the
Yeah,
best
I've
a
already
man
seen
can
this.
get?
Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right,
It's
so
cringe.
I don't
It's
care what the
utterly
ad is.
cringe.
I want him to tell me what's toxic or masculine or whatever about that's bad? That's what I want to know.
is-
Because they haven't
the
told
whole
me.
advert, it's so patronizing. It's like, well, you have to be told to not like sexually harass people. You have to be told because you're fucking retarded. Because men are fucking retarded and have to be told to know, oh, don't be toxic. Don't be toxic. Don't sexually harass people. Because you're so fucking dumb that we need to tell you not to be evil. Like, and it's like, gee, why didn't people just? It's just a nice message. What's the problem? You're such a dumbass, dude.
Yeah, I just want to know, he goes like, oh, they're supposedly pushing an agenda. I'm like, yeah, what you try and
It's
do
like
every
so.
single
It's like
video.
you come on. It's like this advert is like literally. By the way, you're fucking scum and you deserve death. But you can
Buy our
be better.
product.
You can be better. And that it just glosses over the fact that they've just insulted you, and basically insinuated that you're like the worst kind of person. And then they just sort of gloss over it, and then go, "Oh well,
Listen,
what's the problem? It's just
I
a
don't
nice
need
message."
I don't need a shaving company to tell me that I hate women. I'm big enough to know that myself already. I don't need to be told.
Well, with marketing, the general rule is to be positive, and if they just cut the first half of this, whatever it was, out and just focused on guys like helping up their kids, or there was some stupid ones like a guy, don't go after that girl. Like, what are you doing? That's like, I thought that was kind of stupid. It's like, what's wrong with a guy going up to a girl and saying hi? Like, I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's like I don't understand how this guy, like the amount of over analysis he does of things, and then he can't see why an advert where all of the white men are bad, and then all of the black men are well, they're the virtuous minority coming in to sort of go, bro, don't do it, bro.
they are literally the magical Negro.
Yeah, they're the magical
advert.
Negro. And the thing with that trope is I don't understand how you can see that trope and think this is bad for blacks. It's like, never mind. If you actually think about what it implies, it's, well, the white character doesn't know how to be moral without a black person telling them how to be moral.
Message coming in.
That's what it actually implies. If you
Patching
actually
it through.
think about what is the implication of the white character needs a black character to tell them how to be a good person. If you actually think, what is the implication here?
That's part of it, for
if
sure.
you're going to overanalyze it the way he overanalyzes things. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he's just a hypocrite.
Yeah.
All right, Joe Crazy. Soys will be soys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, we skip
This is what I'm telling
the ad,
you.
so we don't.
He is going. Once he reaches 30, he's going to completely change, because this is just. I honestly believe this is actually just a phase that a lot of people in the UK go through. With stuff, they go from really, really left wing, and then they actually make money and make like a home, and then they go straight to right wing.
I mean, I was already right wing when I was like fucking 12, and I've just gotten more right wing. you get more conservative as you get older. I was already pretty conservative, and it's just gone up and up, baby. All right, we're going up. We're getting more.
My thing is, every single person that I know who's gone left wing has had a fucking shitty life, and it's misery all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just, whatever you do, I'm going to do the opposite.
I just know I invest very conservatively, but that's strictly a financial issue, nothing to do with politics. So.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about taxes, but that's another issue. I don't want to get into that.
Also, I'm also not a very big fan of gulags. So
yeah, gulags are great. They're fantastic.
But I also think, do you not think it says something that these companies can basically espouse these sort of proto-feminist views, and support for BLM and all this stuff? Like, does that not tell you something that maybe these types of views that companies are willing to express openly in their advertising and on their social media, do you not think that says maybe these views aren't a threat to them? They aren't a threat to the system.
So
they aren't censoring these views because they aren't a threat. Kavernacle is not a threat to the system.
All right.
None of his views are a threat to the capitalists.
So here's a few articles I want to pop up just to show that after that ad, what happened. Now this is I think they're owned by Procter and Gamble, the Gillette company, and they were charging I think they still made a profit, but Gillette lost them $8 billion that year, not that quarter. So
I think they were already going down.
Yeah, exactly.
For the advert, but
right. So we have to keep that in perspective because we're talking about like what happened in 2020. Obviously, everyone was going slightly down anyway, and how that related after the fact. So let me just bring up another.
I think there were
number.
just fashion trends as well. Like it was becoming more fashionable to just have a beard.
Possibly,
so people weren't buying razors as much.
Yeah, it was what year? What year did the advert come out?
19.
It was
2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. So here's the actual article here showing the Procter and Gamble global market share of grooming, and it went down in the interim between 2018 and 2019, and that was during the ad itself. So you see this drop from 70% to 60% market share, and then we have the actual global market share again change in the same period. So it dropped even for it's the same idea.
Yeah.
So.
And also,
it's
the
part
fucking
of
ad.
the problem.
So the bit where the black guy is like, no, bro, because he's not stopping sexual harassment. He's literally just stopping a guy approaching a woman at all. Like, period. Full stop. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing about what that guy is, the white guy in that scene, that actually suggests he's about to fucking grope her ass or some shit. He literally
I'm gonna get you.
Walking in the same direction to approach her at all, and that in and of itself is deemed toxic by the advert.
No.
If he was walking towards her with like a trench coat about to flash her,
okay, well that's
stopping him. But
jeez. Well, the thing is, we still don't have a definition, an example in the actual ad telling us this is toxic and bad and whatever. There are a scene where kids are fighting and the dads are looking over that. I'm like, if you are a dad and your child is fighting, something's wrong with you. That's not a toxic masculine trait. That's just a dumb dad thing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that came from. And I want an explanation.
Okay, as a father, I wouldn't want to see my son get into a fight. He's going to get into fights, but like if I saw one, I wouldn't like just go, it'll be fine.
No, you are not bringing your son to the hospital for any reason. That's not a good idea. So, yeah. So a lot of these things are like, who would do this? No one would do this, and this is why it's degrading to men, and this is why we don't take lightly to these silly ads, and this is why they lost a lot. Partially why they lost a lot of money. I don't think it was completely innocuous, but it certainly contributed to their loss that year. So, anyway, that's just one example of how much money they lost from one advertised campaign.
So this advert is extremely infamous because of the reaction of anti-SJWs, but you can see why they were so...
Or just men in general.
It's infamous because it's fucking garbage, dude. Like, it's...
Also, can I just say, people... They also use black and white. It was pretentious as well. Pretentious and insulting. Yeah. It's like, there's so many layers onto this.
Up its own art, you know?
Yeah.
Man, it's got examples of, toxic masculinity and, really trying to get rid of this notion of boys will be boys, just accept the way
references, please.
Now, on the surface, I don't necessarily have a problem with this advert. It's not like a bad message or anything.
No problem.
Really?
To be less toxic.
Are you a man, sir? Do you know?
It's only telling you to be less toxic. First of all, it's telling you you're toxic in the first place. It's telling you in the first place that you're toxic.
You know what I really liked?
It's not telling you, it's telling you that you have this problem.
I really liked. I like the scene with all those guys on the barbecues. They're all lined up like this is like a weird cook-off or something, and they're all just going, "Boys will be boys." It's like, what is going on in this scene? Like, what does that mean? There's all these guys just lined up watching their sons fight each other.
Sons fight each other. It's like, never had that happen before.
It's so bizarre.
What barbecues are you going to?
Yeah, what kind of crazy family or I don't know, neighborhood get together? Everyone has the same barbecue in this like Stepford Wives sort of scenario, but it's all men, with arms crossed, going.
Gary,
"Boys
are you
will be
coming
boys."
Gary, are you coming round to the barbecue today? Just remember, we're doing a reenactment of Gladiator, so just make sure to kick your kid out, you know.
And the Kavernacle sees no problem with this. It's like, okay, Cav, I guess your tastes are just different
Of course,
than the
of
rest
course,
of
you
us.
wouldn't see any problems with this.
It's literally my themes. Well, it has a good theme. Well, the advert has a good theme, so I have no problems with it. That's literally what this is.
Yeah, that's it. But of course, you wouldn't have any problems with it. When would he ever approach a woman to talk to
So
her?
hang on. If he has no problem with it, is it not at least a little bit woke? Is it not at least a little bit agreeing with him? Is that not a little bit like appealing to his views?
Just maybe.
Very good.
Dun 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 dun.
Alrighty.
Telling men to stop being bad people, and then telling them to stop trying to pass it off as, you know, a boys will be boys, something that's inherent to be a man. It's not a bad message. But
It is. Fighting is inherent to men because men do fight. Women fight. People fight.
Approaching women at all, literally at all, in any ever approaching a woman at all,
This guy,
in a completely non-threatening way,
Yeah.
that's toxic. That's what this advert implies, that's toxic.
this guy.
So don't bullshit me that it's just, it's about not letting boys just beat the shit out of each other.
Okay, this guy has
Yeah.
never
That's not the message.
has
of
never
the
gone to a
advert.
bar, or never gone to Italy, or never gone to a lady who's just, you know, standing or walking and just said hello. Has this like? There's nothing wrong with going up to strangers and saying hi.
I literally, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I said a woman near my house was walking a little puppy, and I just said hello and had a chat about like the dog and everything, because it was a little Springer Spaniel,
Oh.
which is the exact same as what my mum has with everything. Just started chatting, talking, had a laugh, and then carried on. There was nothing, you know, toxic masculinity. That they'd say that was toxic for some reason. It's weird. These people are weird. You're allowed to talk to women. They don't bite unless you want them to. You know.
Usually-
I've seen an article that was like, it was a woman complaining that they weren't
they weren't catcalling them. Yeah.
catcalled enough.
No. She was because she was head of an organisation that had wanted a ban on catcalling.
Yeah.
That made it even more sweeter. She's like, I don't want men catcalling me, and then like, you're not allowed to do that anymore in the UK. And now she was 6 months later, she was complaining because she doesn't feel sexy enough because no one's catcalling her. Oh, these
Message coming
people
in.
are fucking amazing.
Shoot through.
They don't live in the real world.
Yeah, you got these articles of these like barren women who are just like, where have all the men gone? Where have all the good men?
Oh yeah.
Man up and ask me out in a date. You know, like get some balls and ask me out. You know, and it's like, gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Exactly, they aren't. You know, it's
Yep.
fuck's sake, dude.
I'm just remembering a quote. I can't remember the exact quote from Plato, but he was saying that the young male is the most difficult creature to tame out of all the earthly creatures. And this is part of males. I've talked to young fathers who have had their children growing up, and it's been like, it's impossible to control my kids, and you have to put down some rules. The terrible twos is a thing. So these things with boys growing up to puberty, I remember how crazy I was. So these are things that boys have to deal with, and it's part of growing up. It's part of learning.
And I think the education system is completely biased towards girls, like the way girls.
Oh yes, seriously. That's one of my biggest fears for my son is the education system. How he's going to like navigate through that, because it's a minefield of stuff.
I'm not even talking about just like I don't mean just like, well, the teachers are gonna be biased to them or be more harsh on them if that's bad obviously, and that's like certainly exists.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm literally just talking about like how long they just have to sit still, you know.
Oh
Because
yeah.
It's not the same. Like they can't sit still and pay attention.
Boys are
for long
hyper
at that age, you know. They're just
boys
different.
are incredibly hyper. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
My son is he's 18 months old,
yeah.
right? And he's just started walking, and he doesn't stop. There is
Really?
no stop button. There is no stop button for him. No,
Woohoo.
God no.
But I think it's also
that's it,
I
it's
think it
gone.
causes a overdiagnosis of like ADHD and things.
Mhm.
Is because they're just like
Yeah.
and that's where you need a little bit of boys will be boys. A little bit of no, this to some extent, this is just what young males are like. You know,
Yeah.
it's not a pathology. It's not something that needs to be pathologized. You know, it's fine. It's
You've got
not something wrong.
testosterone you've got testosterone running through your body. You're looking for more adrenaline. It's just you're always on the hunt, sort of. You're just looking for excitement, and it's just
Okay, well, enough talk about the nature of man. Let's go on with the video. Joe Crazy, I never understood their issue with boys will be boys. I used to roughhouse with my cousins when we were younger. That's just normal. Yep, same here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. These people have never been punched in their lives. That's the problem.
I don't know.
Bring back bullying. I love that fucking Sam Hyde sketch about bullying.
Yeah, I know.
Corporations adopting wokeness to try and stay relevant or sell their wares, because this is all that stuff like this is. You don't think they got a massive team of people working on this, talking about the numbers it will do, talking about the conversation it will start.
Yeah, and they screw up sometimes, and they screw up big time.
Yeah. Do you think the person who made this advert still has a job?
You know how this works? Okay, if you're a big company, you could have your own marketing department. Usually you outsource to other marketing departments in other countries or other sectors, and they say, okay, this is what we're going to target here because we've never done this before. It's going to be brand new. And they spend millions of bucks on that campaign for email and video and whatever, and they launch it and they see what happens.
What kind of brain dead fucking market research person did they have who thought, yeah, let's just call all of our the man that is buying our product that is for men, that we're just going to imply that they have all these toxic behaviors that they need to correct.
This
and
is
it's so ingrained that
I can only imagine that because they outsourced to a third party they'd never done before. I can only imagine that one guy in that said, hey, let's try reverse psychology and let's do everything backwards. Maybe that will work. Like, that's the only mentality of intelligence I can imagine someone coming up with an idea of let's attack our fans or our potential new clients.
Is it called a P60 or is it a P45 that he'd be getting through his door after this advert?
I think it doesn't explain is they have all this type of shit regardless of where it is. I mean, the fact that it, like in the US, it's like, why the fuck are you not like most men in the US? Like, if only men voted, I'm pretty sure it would be pretty much always Republican all the time. If only men voted,
probably.
Because like men are just a little bit, like quite a bit more right wing and conservative.
I'm just waiting in the chat for Punch Berserker to go repeal the 19th.
So it seems if you're going to appeal to your audience, if you're going to pander, it makes no sense to pander to people who have nothing to do with buying your product. And frankly, even the men probably aren't going to have enough testosterone to grow a fucking beard that they need to shave.
See, it would have been great if they did like the what was that Terry Crews sort of Old Spice commercials where it's so over the top. You're hairy. You need to shave. Whatever goofy things. That'd be funny and cool and silly. Because men are like, yeah, I'm pretty hairy. We should. Yeah, it's a good idea. I should probably get some razors. That's yeah. That would be fun. It depends on their market. I don't know who. Maybe they sell to older men as opposed to younger, but Old Spice is doing fantastic. So it's just
especially with Facebook as well. Is why doesn't it like pander to like right-wing conservative people, given that its user base sort of skews that way a little bit? Like if you're gonna pander to people, why are you pandering to people who aren't even your main user base? That's like for Facebook in particular, and the same with Star Wars. Why are you pandering to basically women when, like, you know that that's not the people that are the main
Buy your stuff, yeah.
of your stuff, you know? Like, why? It makes no sense. And they
unless
on it.
Unless it's all to do with a political view, pushing a political view.
And what, like, is that so hard to believe? You know, is that so far-fetched that they could just have an agenda that isn't directly connected to profit? Is that really that crazy to think? I don't think it is.
No.
Message coming in.
All right.
Patching it through.
Joe. Thank you, Joe. McCarthy did nothing wrong. Hashtag. Oh, boy.
I agree.
Oh, God.
Well.
Too much politics. We're talking about marketing, okay? Let's keep on track there, Joe. All right.
I've had it. These goddamn commies.
Goddamn commies trying to shave their beards. What's that all about?
And what their specific agenda is with this advert. Do they see less men who they might see as liberals not buying their products, and they're like, we must appeal to people like this, while people with right-wing values will continue buying our Gillette products despite them being against this message because they just, it's a razor and they will always buy it? Or was the whole, thinking behind this advert by the stat?
What? Where the fuck? No, I really don't think that's true, though. I really don't think the right-wing people they'll just not care. They'll just keep buying. Like, I don't think that.
I'm trying to remember, like, the Dove commercials. You know how they're very not feminine, but they're kind of like ethereal and mystical, and you're like, oh, you're cleaning yourself. It's all these wonderful smells.
Oh, they were
purity,
they were.
Simple. Very. I was like, yeah, that would appeal to most people in general.
Like, sort of elegant.
Yeah, you think of soap, you think of cleanliness, you think of being clean and nice, like, cooling feelings. Like,
you think of the smooth, non-cellulite having skin of attractive women.
There you go.
Not what their sort of beautiful at any size sort of campaign things that they have recently.
Yeah, you wouldn't suddenly start talking about how their horrible, slutty behavior is not good for humanity, or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe that would be an actual marketing campaign of all these women having to clean themselves after hanging out with men or whatever. It's like, okay, that's not the nicest thing to showcase on TV.
There's too many times where they do it doesn't make profit. Like, either it doesn't make them more profitable or it makes them less profitable, and then they double down.
Message coming in.
Like, it's happened too many times where they've doubled down, even knowing that it's not, that people don't like it. People don't want to see it. But they do it anyway.
Here's Zach throwing money at us for some reason. Hey, Zach, I don't know why you did that, but hey, you guys don't have enough subscribers to talk about it. What? Is that what he said?
Oh yes, yeah. Next time we watched him, we had to put it onto his Zach's Twitch channel with 100 followers.
He has. He was talking about Zach. Is that why? Oh, jeez. Because we're like only 2,000 apart, so I don't know what the big deal is, but whatever. Fine. I
don't have a YouTube channel. I don't give a shit.
I'll pull my hair out of my face with my hands before I use Gillette.
Okay. Joe Crazy. There are more than one company that sells razors, you knob. It's called Voting with Your Wallet. Yeah. And
This stream is sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah. I should probably do that. That would have been brilliant.
There is actually that other company. I can't remember what. I used to use them years ago. I can't remember what they're called. They send you a shaving kit every so often.
Oh wow.
They're all right, but
it's not so much the razor; it's the gel or the cream you use when you shave. If you're using a standard razor, that really makes the difference. So, at least I have not noticed much difference with straight razors, or not straight razors, but just cartridge razors.
I find that I use an electric razor more than anything.
Yeah, I have a Braun as well.
Trim it down.
Yeah, I feel like I don't care enough to get it that smooth.
It really depends.
I'm just not that.
Yeah, it really depends on your ritual in the mornings. How do you shave? How often do you shave? Which cream? Because sometimes your skin gets really dry, and men are not very good with cosmetics or any sort of skin cream. So you really got to use the shaving to your advantage and do it all at once. But it's up to your standard of comfort and what you like. Because going to the bathroom should be a very relaxing, enjoyable experience. It should not be work.
Unless you've had tacos the
well,
night before.
that's a dangerous experience. So shaving, relieving yourself, showering, bathing, whatever, everything should be pleasant. So you do not want to pick up a razor, which makes you think of, gee, am I going to be a jerk today with my female coworkers and all this other bullshit? It's like, that's
use a combination of gaslighting, lying, manipulation.
Before I start my day of harassing women, I like to make sure that I shave my beard with Gillette. It gives me the smooth comfort just before I go to work and sexually harass my boss. That'd be a weird advert.
I just can't help being a physical nasty beast, you know.
All right. Okay.
People, this is going to start a conversation. It's going to be very controversial. We just want people talking about Gillette because in advertising, especially for massive corporations that don't really need much advertising, it's always good to just have your...
Are you joking? This guy... Large corporations don't need advertising? Are you retarded?
This is your... No.
Every single business, big or small...
Do you have any idea how much money is spent on advertising by these companies? Like, oh my word.
There was an entire study done on Papa John's and why it went down and went up. It's because they changed their marketing campaign. They changed their marketing company they went with, and their budget for marketing was less than 5% compared to
advertising is extremely important, especially when you're competing with, if you have like a competitor that's also well known. So like Coke and Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
It's very important for a Coca-Cola to advertise.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if
Coca-Cola said is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
And they're number one.
If Coca-Cola said we're gonna have the same ad revenue as Freeway Coke or something, it's like, and still expected to beat Pepsi, I'd be like, what are you doing?
I remember
you can't do that.
these talks how there's name brands, they're home brand. What's the term? Everyone knows the name Coke across the world. Yeah. So when everyone goes into a bar, can I get a Coke into this or whatever? It's like, yeah, but you still have to advertise. Mm-hmm. You can't just stop.
Yeah.
And go on name brand recognition alone. So every
like that,
company.
What do you call it? What was that famous Coke advert? If I could give the world a Coke, or
right? That was in the 70s.
Yeah. That one.
Oh God.
Well, it's memorable. I remember that one, and I wasn't even born then. So.
Oh yeah.
It is kind of dumb though. It's kind of, but it's no less dumb than the advert with the Pepsi thing where it's like, what is it? There's like a riot, and
oh God.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
It's pretty much equally dumb because it's pretty much just kumbaya.
Was that Gomez?
And we're all just gonna hold hands, and it's all gonna be great.
Was that?
I missed the old Pepsi adverts of the footballers in like the western towns.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Was that Selena Gomez for Pepsi?
They were good adverts.
Who was the Pepsi person?
We should do an advert stream. We should just watch a whole load of adverts and like talk about.
There was loads
Coke.
of those in the early 2000s. There were loads of good Pepsi adverts that use a lot of soccer and football stars.
I feel like the best adverts, the adverts that actually got people to buy more of the product, it's never the woke ones. It's never it had a mess. No, it's like the really like just memorable
jokey
shit.
ones.
You know, like the fucking Cadbury's ad with the
with the gorilla. Yeah.
What is the fucking message of that? Well, fucking nothing. But it's memorable. You know.
Okay. Remember.
I can see where they're getting this idea, if they are getting this idea.
And this is talking about big brands like Pepsi or Coke. Remember, Coke was trying to sell Coke Clear or Coke Crystal or whatever the hell it was called. That was a huge campaign. Yeah. That backfired. That didn't go very far. So even the big names who try something, and that's not even a controversial ad. That was just a new product, and it didn't work. All because it was clear, which is hilarious when you think about it, because who cares what color it is? It tastes almost exactly the same. No one liked it for whatever reason. So even the big guys get it wrong, and they're not even doing anything special. So marketing is very, very important. You have to be very careful with it. So let's keep going. Zach reads. Zach, what are you doing? Smud can't stop me from throwing money at him, and Tesla calls. Dude, please do not do options trading. Please stop. Just stop, Zach. I'm glad you're giving me money as opposed to using options money, so that's good. But stop, please.
He's gonna get those smud stocks.
The smud stocks, the ones we talked about last night. They're actually good ideas if you want dividend investing, but that's my strategy, guys. That's not Zach's method of doing things. Anyway, we're not getting into money today. We're getting back to the Kavernacle.
Name out there. Have everyone talking about Gillette razors, because hopefully with the brainwashing that is advertising, it will stick into people's head and make them buy more Gillette products.
Right.
But just like with every minor controversy,
if you remember I fucking hated the message of the advert, you're not gonna buy the fucking thing. This whole any publicity is good publicity. Like, no,
That's
you're fucking
stupid.
wrong.
No. That's what I was saying. The Jimmy Savile home for orphan children soon went downhill after his death.
No, really? Any publicity is good publicity. No.
Stupid.
No. This is
false. Then again, he is quite left wing, so he would know a thing about brainwashing. So I will.
It's a little silly to say that marketing is brainwashing, especially when anyone who's taken a first year course in psych or even just an elective in psych will go like, yeah, there's some manipulation, but it's very obvious. It's not like it's stupid. It's like cute puppy eyes or bright colors or soft
I think the
music.
ones that annoy me the most are perfume adverts, because they're the most vague, vacuous bullshit you've ever seen in your life.
It's like
you can't get a sense of how it smells. It's just a load of really vague imagery.
Perfume, car adverts, they're very similar, like a James Bond intro, It's just like, what is...
Yeah, how many car adverts have you seen where they're just sort of driving around like a sort of... like one of those like American sort of sandy mountain rangey type places.
Yeah.
Like they're just sort of vaguely driving around, and then he sort of pulls up in the middle of the road, and then it just has the name of the car.
Remember Matthew McConaughey?
Either that or they're lost in Iceland.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Remember the Matthew McConaughey, was it Black and White? It was a commercial where he's sitting in a coffee shop watching the rain outside, and he's just talking, and you're like, what the frickin' hell is this commercial about? And he's this existential moment.
Did Brad Pitt do one of those as well?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure.
For a perfume.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the Johnny Depp one where he's burying jewelry in the desert.
Omelette de fromage. Yeah.
Oh, here's Joe again. Hey, Joe. Thank you. The Sunny D commercials brainwashed me into believing the power of the sun and how to unleash that.
Message coming in.
You know what? I don't really like Sunny D, but I remember the taste as a kid, and I know why I liked it.
I feel like kid. Obviously, kids are way more impressionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever had Sunny D, but I remember thinking that I wanted it. I feel like I remember thinking, like, oh, what?
Honestly, God, I think it must have been 20 years since I've had Sunny D.
When you first have Tropicana,
I only ever saw it at other people's houses.
If you have actual orange juice like Tropicana and you go, wow, this is fantastic, and then you go back to Sunny D, you're like, what the hell is this sugary crap?
Sunny D is fucking nuclear.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell is
radioactive.
Who is this? It's basically Gatorade for kids. You're like, I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I say, it must be 20 years now. To be honest with you, I haven't... I've not seen it even in shops for near on maybe that many years as well. Don't know where to buy it from.
Well, there is a good product from France, which I will say France does do some good drinks and cheeses. It's called Orangina. So that is actually a decent orange
I will
drink.
say one funny thing, Smud, on Discord, message that just came up. You mentioned France. Siler just messaged in. That guy, Kavernacle's got a shit beard.
Siler.
It's like you mention France, and Siler just pops out to say something.
I love Siler because everything he says is so poignant, and then he shuts up for like an hour. It's amazing.
I think
Yeah,
this
this
looks poorly rendered. You know, it's like low poly.
Yeah. No, Siler says something so profound and like just hits you so well. And he just like rides off into the sunset, and then like you don't see him for another year.
Oh boy. Anyway, you got to be
You
careful.
tell your grandkids stories about him.
You got to be careful drinking any fruit juice just because the acid in it damages your teeth. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't drink it as much as anymore. But yeah, I remember orange
That's
juice.
why I stick to alcohol.
There you go. Jeez, what an excuse. Don't drink orange juice, drink alcohol.
Yes.
Oh my god. Alrighty, not Alfarius. How's it going? Advertisers lied to me. All marketing is lies. Don't worry. As an adult, I can definitely understand why kids love a taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh boy, don't even get started with breakfast cereals. Those are just vile.
Yeah.
I think the only ones I could ever go back to are like mini wheats and shreddies. Even Cheerios is kind of too much for me.
I have my Frosted Flakes.
Oh, that's
but
sugary.
not the Kellogg's ones. I have the cheap ones, and they're fine.
Message coming in.
The
They do, mate.
the non-sugared ones are edible, at least for me. But it's like when you go from like kids stuff to like real food, you're like, why did my parents ever give me like all this crap to eat? That
Mother,
you don't even get
why did you hate me?
yeah,
Like you don't even get the toy anymore because they
Oh yeah,
I guess
yeah,
they were, like,
we
a
used to,
choking hazard or something.
yeah, you used to have toys.
And you don't even get and they used to get as well like it would be like a voucher to go to the library or something, like a voucher to go to like a book shop or something and get like a Roald Dahl book or something.
Yeah.
they don't even have that
Those are the days. Oh, Britain in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Or like fucking Howard Henry books at the fucking book.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I'm just trying to remember all the smells from the kitchen, like bacon and eggs and ham and all these delicious smells. I'm stuck with like Captain Crunch or whatever the hell it was, and I was like, "What? Why did I? What's wrong with?"
I really
me?
want to do a stream just looking through like old adverts and just discussing them.
Yeah.
Like Fruit Loops has got to be the most
the
disgusting
old
smells I've ever smelled.
Oh, Fruit Loop! Jesus Christ! Wow.
Fruit Loops is I always saw that on. There were some like American movies that would the kids would always have Fruit Loops for some reason.
Yeah, I finally tried Fruit Loops.
Were they
about 2
on
years
the?
ago, and I was like, no.
Did Home Alone have Fruit Loops? Was that a thing?
He just dumped a bunch of cereal in his bowl. Yeah.
Wrong?
It could have been.
there a
To be honest with you, there was a
theme-
lot of things going on with Home Alone. I didn't notice what cereal people were eating.
Here's Joe Crazy.
I feel like I've seen it in a lot of movies.
Here's Joe Crazy. Come on, Smud. They're great. Yeah, I know.
Like Tony the Tiger, he's just in like a fucking bunker being interrogated by the CIA. It's like, admit it, and it's like, they're okay, I guess.
No, he's not being interrogated.
I knew
he's part
it.
of the CIA.
I knew it.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, they're okay.
All Western media is CIA propaganda.
At least honey coated Cheerios were at least a good form of sugar. They're still sugar, but you know.
I agree.
Of all
with
the
Helen
sugars,
Joy.
it's at least a
So
healthy.
many unhealthy and unchristian breakfast cereals.
Okay.
Coco the
See,
monkey is a satanic
Obviously
symbol.
freaked out making videos saying this was an anti-male propaganda done by the left.
It
So
is.
let's have a look at Geeks and Gamers and TheQuartering reacting to this.
So this is where we're at. We are at this point where Gillette, a company that is has a predominantly male fan base, has now said, "Men, you all suck. You're all terrible, terrible human beings." And
No, you didn't
I'm of the
understand
mindset that
the
all human beings are
nuance.
terrible in some way. We're all flawed. So for people to get up on this soapbox and go, oh, we have to be better. We have to be better. We have to strive to be better. Knowing good and damn well that the people that are producing this are just as shitty as I am. So no, we don't have to be better. You don't have the right to tell people to be better. Maybe you need to worry about yourself.
It's
And
just
you let other people worry
so
about
it's so
themselves.
patronizing.
But the projection and the virtue signaling and the white knighting it's just disgusting. Fun of you. I love exposing all of the male feminists within your company. I love it when people preach about respecting women and knowing good and damn well that they have no respect for women at all, and they're just projecting.
So Geeks and Gamers' point makes me laugh that he thinks Gillette is just like infested with male feminists and leftists who get to direct.
Usually
I don't
are.
know if he did not actually say that. He's talking about the marketing
No.
campaign, specifically that
Yeah.
ad.
But they are infested with them, though.
This could have been a one-off, because if you read the article I posted before, they went back to appealing to males normally. So this was one marketing campaign that screwed their bottom line. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the entire
but
company's
they-
screwed.
they usually
We're-
be-
Yeah,
They
we're
usually
trying to get
are.
the message across to these companies
Yeah.
that they're wrong. Their market research, whatever it is, it's fucking wrong. You know, so that's the point of the phrase of go woke,
Go woke, go get broke.
get broke, right? That's the point. Is these companies, when you're trying to make these advertising campaigns, or you're trying to make Star Wars be more diverse and more female, and saying like, oh, the Force is female, the future of the fandom is women, right? Like we're trying to get the message across that they're wrong.
It would be nice if they actually made a Star Wars story for girls. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to watch it just to see how it appeals, how it works, because that could be successful. And
Yeah, it's called A New Hope.
Oh yeah, episode 4.
Yeah, it's called A New Hope.
All right.
It's for
Massive
everybody.
advertising
So
campaigns,
What happened to the volume?
Huh?
but they're just pushing
No,
political
no,
agenda.
the audio
These
cuts
guys don't
out.
understand marketing.
Yeah, it just cut out for no reason. Why is that?
Huh.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, no,
Definitely
it's on.
video.
It's on his video. Yeah, Mark in 3D mentioned.
Yeah, it's the actual video.
Yeah, he forgot to record that bit of thing he was saying.
What happened there?
It could have been a video editing
His
mistake, too.
microphone went, fuck this shit. Killed it.
Yeah, no, I'm not being a part of this.
All right.
The conscientious objector.
All right. A typically innocent problem, not his fault. Let's keep going.
Or edict, because this isn't some leftist coup within the biggest corporations in the world. This is just
No one's saying it is, buddy.
a marketing team looking at what's popular, looking at the conversation
How the
on social
fuck
media.
did they
and
get
then
that
deciding,
this is
like,
popular? How did they get that this message would be popular?
All right,
How
so-
the fuck
Yeah,
did they come to that
he is
conclusion?
making a supposition, and we don't know what went around in that marketing campaign to who said what and why. No one knows. So I don't want to
I mean,
speculate.
if they only looked at Twitter, maybe I can see why.
Right,
Because
yeah,
most
yeah, I
people
know.
who tweet on Twitter, like the people who make the most tweets on Twitter, are fucking dumb.
They could have
really
Hey,
done.
hey,
They're
I've
really
got
dumb.
15,000 tweets. Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, no, you're right.
Like
Yeah,
compared to the amount, like the people that tweet every single fucking hour, every single minute, the people that make the most tweets, right? The top 20% of users in terms of tweets. Like, so you're gonna get this distorted view of what the people think, right? So it's really, you wouldn't get the idea that there are barely any Republicans in the US if all you looked at was Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So
If you look at Twitter, you'd think that everyone was a purple dinosaur with a dildo up their arse. To be honest with you,
Because a
It's
lot
that
of,
fucking-
I think a lot of the Gillette's fan base probably don't even use like social media that much because either they're just older or they're just not that into it. Because
I see a lot of people who shave their beard as being like in their late 30s upwards. Most people who aren't typically left wing liberal sort of people.
Either
who would
way,
be, you know.
This is all just speculation, and he's trying to
Oh, yeah,
rationalize why they did this. And I'd have no answer, but obviously someone in marketing sold this, and Gillette bought it. So that's all we need to know. They screwed up. They reversed their ways. End of story. So,
yeah.
Like I said before, we should stir up a conversation to get everyone talking about Gillette, because they might play these guys and they
obviously didn't work, did it?
Banking on a reaction like this to get Gillette in the headlines.
But that didn't work.
Or
well, no, it got them in the headlines for a bad reason. So you could argue that all news is good news.
They lost money.
You could use this philosophy, like so long as, like this is the Trump philosophy, so long as you're being talked about, it's good. But in Gillette cases, you're trying to sell something to people. So if you piss off anyone, especially your old demographic, that's a bad thing. So this backfired. They lost billions, and now they're trying to get back to where they used to be.
Yeah.
There are people, you know, like I said before, they might see younger demographics, maybe people who live in more liberal cities.
Why would they
liberal
target
countries,
younger
not buying
demographics?
Gillette products. How do we appeal to them? Let's make a woke advert.
Yes, because
And
when I
again,
think of
don't
shaving
believe most people at
equipment, I
Gillette
think of
believe
16-year-olds.
this stuff.
This is such a narrow audience that this actually appeals to. Like, this is such a narrow group.
I'm trying to remember was it McDonald's or Burger King who did that stupid advert with the emotional meals?
Oh my god, I fucking hated that, dude.
Yeah, that was a very selective part of some city where only a few McDonald's were doing it.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
So it was just retarded. So it didn't work very well. So they didn't keep doing it.
But Gillette adverts, it used to be, are you a man who wants to look good? Right? It's like, do you want to be well presented? Do you maybe have a job interview coming up? Right? So it would be like a guy who he looks a bit scruffy, and he has like a job interview that he's going to, and he wants to look his best, and his girlfriend maybe comes and gives him a Gillette razor, and he's like, oh well, thanks, and then he uses it, and then he looks way better, and then he like aces the interview. Right? That's the type of thing where there's no browbeating. There's no telling people, oh, you're actually an awful person and you need to improve because you're like these awful toxic people, right? So none of that. There's
no way you can go to me and say we insulted our demographic to make money. Like, wait, what?
Like,
no,
the idea of
how it works. Oh no, but we were trying to get like in liberal places. Let's be sweet. These liberal guys don't like being insulted. End of. So they're not going to like it either. To be honest with you,
he's not even acknowledging. He's not even conceding the point that the advert does imply that men in general are like this, and that you, the audience, is like this. When it clearly does, it implies that you are toxic and that you need to fix something, and it accuses you of something that it has no idea of whether you're guilty of. Frankly, the people that are guilty of it probably don't give a fuck. They probably don't give a shit of like, oh, it's like, don't let your son get into fights. The people who actually do that probably don't give a shit. They're not going to go, oh, well, Gillette told me to be better. Oh, well, I guess I'll stop then. Like, no.
It's.
This guy just sees a message that he agrees with and just ignores fucking everything about the product. To go,
everything around it.
I think it was a good advert.
So he's seen a political message from a company and has just followed it like a little lapdog.
I mean, he's literally defending corporations, man.
Yeah.
Literally,
he's literally saying corporations don't do woke. Why would corporations do a woke message? People, corporations won't do woke messages. People won't like defend them or follow them, and he's literally defending and following the woke message that a corporation's just done. He's literally the people he believes don't exist. It's crazy.
You know, at the ranks of the company, I don't believe the people who are given millions of dollars to make these advertising campaigns really care about this stuff. They're just doing their job. Their job is to get results.
Even if they were just doing their job, what's to say they don't also care about it?
Yeah.
What's to say that they don't? Why
Someone-
wouldn't
yeah.
they? Why would you expect they aren't? It's
Someone
like,
signed the check for this to go through, so they must have liked it. So
the idea that they're secretly fucking based and red pilled, that the people in these marketing departments are secretly really reactionary, but they're just so greedy that they'll just put out these messages that they disagree with into like out there.
They're so
It
greedy
just
they
seems
want to lose
silly.
billions of dollars. This is what I don't understand. They're so greedy they want to lose billions of dollars.
Like, I think another good example. Do you remember the Starbucks thing that happened where there was, I think it was a black guy who looked kind of homeless, who was in a Starbucks for a while, for many hours without buying anything. And eventually they kicked him out. And then he wouldn't leave, so they called the police, right? Because he wouldn't fucking leave. Oh, by Hawk. So there was this whole big hoo-ha about this thing, right? There was this whole big like, oh, how awful, oh no, it's so bad, oh no. But what they did next makes no fucking sense. Like, no, it doesn't matter what you think about that. Their response is so ridiculous because they shut down basically all of their establishments to have racial sensitivity training, and they completely shut down. They completely shut down like all of the Starbucks to have these racial sensitivity sessions, and they're completely non-functional, completely taking in no revenue whatsoever from customers, and they lost millions to do this. And you're at the same time they're generating bad faith. Because you're saying and I think after that as well, they decided that they're going to have their stores be open to the public, so it doesn't matter how long you stay and without buying anything, and you don't have to buy anything to use the bathrooms. I think eventually they reversed that because they kept finding like fucking heroin needles, just some little things here and there. But it's like they generated all this bad faith, and it's like, do you really think that they didn't know that people would think this is the dumbest shit ever, and that people would start avoiding them? Because do you really think that this is some 5D chess? Fucking, this is secretly going to make us more profit in the long run. No, there was no actual pressure for them to do this, for them to do the shutdown for that long. There was none of it. There's no actual pressure. It's not their actual customers. They just want to come in and have coffee. No, it is their own ideology.
Yeah.
all right, we are more than half done. That took about an hour and a half. We should hopefully be able to speed through this. Probably the last 2 minutes are just going to him rambling about incoherent stuff. So let's try and see if we can get it under 2.5. I doubt it though.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
done.
sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
To get their pay, and Gillette at the end of the day want to make as much money as possible. So there's obviously some economic factors to why they are doing this, and like I said, real leftists.
Dude, this happened 2 years ago. You should know the numbers by now. They failed.
I don't care about real leftists. We're talking about woke here.
What
okay?
is it? Here's the
Nobody
thing. What's a real leftist? Because they say these terms, and I've still never heard them actually explain what a real leftist is. Because they'll say real leftist, and then we'll say, oh, well, be honest. Oh no, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. You like
literally 100% communist with no compromise, no compromise whatsoever, or else you're not left at all. You're not part of the left at all. Unless you're completely on board with everything to do with communism.
Yeah, no, but you're so far left. You even think about Stalin as right wing.
I've literally heard that. Like, I've not even I've literally heard people say this stuff.
Yeah,
to be fair, he was
kind
of based. He was kind of based on some things, but I mean, it's just like
fuck the Cossacks.
Say that he's right.
Buy this stuff when corporations that are inherently exploitative use the language of wokeness or use the
Fucking
messaging
hell,
of wokeness.
man.
Like I said, I've got no problem with that advert and the messaging of it. The problem is, just like with all these corporations adopting Black Lives Matter slogans and everything, it's just so fickle and so hollow because you can just find so many examples of these companies treating their employees like garbage. So
what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Black Lives Matter? Well,
Can I just say,
you're bad. So that means they don't support the aims of Black Lives Matter. Like what? Like
can I just say one thing? He's saying all this stuff, but I'm 100% certain he bitches about companies that don't follow that footstep for not being progressive. He's a fucking fish on dry land. He's flopping all over the place just to make video. He doesn't even know what his own fucking beliefs are. This is what I mean. He's just a fresh out of university idiot.
Like, where's the
He's
evidence?
had so much socialist bullshit shoved into his head. He hasn't got his brains fucking left him.
Where is
He hasn't got a clue about anything.
Where's the evidence that this makes them more profit? Like, where's the fucking evidence? Like, where's the evidence that this actually makes them more profitable? Because to me, it just seems like you're pulling this out of their.
They've not gone under, so that means they must be making profit.
Well,
Really fucking not.
I do like.
There's no evidence that Amazon having a fucking Black Lives Matter banner thing made any difference in profits whatsoever.
I do like what he's saying because he's saying they're just capitulating to people by having the black rectangle on their Twitter feed saying, yeah, you know, we support BLM too, yada yada. And I'd say, yeah, that's pretty much what most companies would do, aside from like EA, which goes the extra step and does bullshit like creating a diversity developer group or whatever bullshit they're doing, making their games now. So yeah, I'm not disagreeing that some companies are like this, but at the same time, you do know that some are doing more than just putting a piece of crap on their Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Like, it will never be enough, right? It will never be enough. You know, it will never be woke enough for Kavernacle.
Yeah, something happens in.
They could literally donate the entirety of their profits to some nebulous anti-racism cause, and it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, you look at the riots that happened last year. It's like, okay, this is horrible, and then everyone goes, "Oh, we support BLM." It's like they are attacking public and private property. They are committing assault and vandalism, and you support these guys. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, we support their cause. Well, their cause is not having very good impacts on society. So what exactly are you supporting? Because when you say these things and you see the reality, things don't add up. And that is where I sort of go, what is the message anymore? What are they trying to say? And we actually read the manifesto. I think they took down their manifesto, BLM.
Oh yeah, they did.
Because it was just.
I mean, it was literal communist garbage.
It was half communism, half reductionism.
Full
it was
communism.
Yeah.
Or you're racist.
It was give us money so we can do this. It's like, what? Like, what do you do? I thought you wanted laws
so we can wipe out white people. And like,
also, it's not political. It's just basic human rights, but also defund the police completely. No police.
Yeah.
No police at all. But it's not political. It's just basic human rights.
Yeah.
Like,
here's Francis Board Coppola. You guys are being mean. I hear this guy's so nice. He helped his wife's boyfriend move in last week. Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah, he did. He helped me move my stuff in quite handily. Yeah.
Okay.
It just seems bizarre to me that if it's all just pandering,
that was great.
if it's all just pandering, why aren't there more big companies pandering to the right and to conservatives? Yeah. Why the fuck not? There's plenty of it's a huge audience that they're just not pandering to. But and if anything, they have more disposable income.
I'll tell you something now. If a company started pandering to the right wing, they'd make a hell of a lot more money than the people pandering to the left wing, because most left wing people don't have jobs, and are usually university students and people who are like don't work. No offense, but that's usually the case. That these far lefties and stuff, they ain't hardworking members of society.
It's weird because they're not rich, right? They're not really particularly rich, but they're certainly not working class either.
Their parents are rich. So
These things.
I don't understand why these companies think this kind of advertising is good for them. So anyone who might be one of the millions of Gillette customers can see what they think of men, to see how little they value their customers. And then the woke brigade, the woke outlets will talk about me as a toxic man baby, somebody incapable of accepting criticism. The most important thing is you sell razors. You are not a social commentary outlet. Just like Ben & Jerry's or Wizards of the Coast, whenever the companies that sell consumable goods want to get into politics, especially the kind of politics that bash their customers, we are going to be here to remind them that they need us, not the other way around.
So what I find pretty staggering there is that TheQuartering admits he doesn't understand why people at Gillette would do this. Don't they understand people like TheQuartering? People who, believe that toxic masculinity is a good thing. Don't they realise that TheQuartering is one of their best customers? And of course, in a capitalist system, these corporations exist to make as much money as possible. Like I said earlier on in the video, the people in charge of this campaign
No, that
are
hang
either
on.
banking
No.
on this.
Yeah, I'm a little lost what he just said.
That is so. The bit where he said, "So in a capitalist system, they exist to make as much money as possible." That's just a premise. That is not like something that you've proved. You just assumed that that's the only goal of any given company, and it's just an assumption. You just assumed that that's how every company works. It's all just profit.
I want to know how TheQuartering is their main demographic while disliking the ad. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. If the thing doesn't appeal to you, I don't want to buy Gillette this week or whatever. And this guy has not done any Google searches, apparently, because he doesn't know how bad the campaign went. How could this be good, talking about toxic masculinity, when no one's buying their product?
It's like at best, you could argue that it didn't improve its profits, right? So
Right.
even if you could stretch it to go, oh well, it didn't actually make them. It was going down already, and it didn't make them go down anymore. Well, it still didn't make them go up, though. There's no evidence that it made them more profitable. So why did they do it then? So it's still, the question is, where are they getting this idea that it's profitable, if that's their motive? And even the assumption that it's their only motive just seems doubtful to me as well. Like that, just assuming that that's the only motive any company has.
I still didn't quite grasp what he was saying, but he's always falling back on, they just want to make money. It's like, they didn't. They lost money. So no, you're wrong.
Yeah, but it's like you can start even saying it to like him. He's just doing this to make money. Oh no, I'm doing it for political. Well, no, because you've got a Patreon, you want money. You're just doing this for money. I can easily say you're not doing it for political ideology. You're just doing it for money.
How could he disprove it? You can't. Like there's no way you could always just claim that he's just doing it to make money. Like so. Why should we believe that he's genuine? That he's he's a real leftist and he's a genuine leftist. Why? Why should we believe it? Like, what is the actual difference? Why should we actually believe that he's not just pandering to his sort of leftist audience? And you can just always make that argument about any time anyone does anything that's sort of has a political slant to it. Well,
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter wasn't about Black Lives Mattering. It was about making money.
Like it's like anything that makes money, like anything that makes money that does anything political. Well, they're just trying to make money. They're just pandering to an audience. So
but they don't actually believe in what they're saying. Greta Thunberg wasn't about about environmentalism and everything.
I actually do.
She was there to make money.
I actually do think. Well, but you keep making that argument. Although I do think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so easy to do it.
I think Greta Thunberg is genuine, and the main reason.
No, I don't. I think she's just here to make money.
No.
Just here to make money.
I mean that would be the argument. But I think she's just so autistic that that you're just like, no, I think she's genuine because people like with autism are just they're the most straightforward, like honest people. Like they're generally
she's not autistic. She's not autistic. She didn't get any GameStop stuff.
Yeah, she hasn't ascended to autism plus. But she's just so she's just so systematizing, and she just
So
I think she believes it.
Dare you?
So the ad was, I think, later in the year of 2019. I just found another article showing Gillette did a transgender teen's first shave back in May 2019. So this was obviously.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to roll that back to me. A what?
Gillette did a transgender teen's first shave back in May of 2019. So this was a continuation of the advertising campaign which tackled or tried to tackle toxic masculinity. So this was an ongoing thing they already paid for, and they just kept going with it. So yeah, these are what they put money into, expecting a good return. They didn't
so there's
do well.
the doubling down.
Yeah, exactly.
Well. It's doubling down. It doesn't succeed. It doesn't make them more profitable, but they double down.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh my, CoverGirl hired a male CoverGirl. Oh, that's fun.
And regardless of what you think about transgender people, this is still, it's pandering to a minuscule demographic.
Incredibly minuscule demographic.
Especially if you want to narrow it down transgender.
Can I just say something? Don't believe when people say, "Oh, at least there's 20% of people are transgender." No, they're straight up fucking telling you bullshit. You're looking in the 0.5% of people being transgender.
I think
they just
an overestimate.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice,
and especially if you include non-binary, because you can easily, it's really easy to just say that you're a third thing and not do anything. It's really, really easy to just go, actually, I'm outside of the binary.
This is great. This is so good.
It's incredibly easy to put orange in your eyebrows, right? And then say you're a neutral thing, and then get bitch over Twitter.
I'm glad I made the choice to not be on the Curio things. Oh my lord!
I had no idea.
The fuck. What is that, bro?
Ben and Jerry released an ice cream flavor to protest the Trump administration called Pecan Resist. Like, wow.
Wait, what?
We cannot be silent in the face of the president's policies that attack and attempt to roll back decades of progress on racial and gender equity, climate change, LGBTQ rights, and refugee and immigration rights.
How has he rolled back LGBT rights? All right, I swear to fuck if you mean the fucking military ban.
That must be it.
That's literally no. The idea that that's like some egregious human rights violation. No, it's just no.
No, he's done nothing. It's just that they just found a target for their irrational hatred. Because that's all they are.
I'm pretty sure Trump was pro-gay marriage before Obama was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Obama was Obama was against gay marriage until about 2010.
Okay, let's get back to the video. We're gonna be here for a while.
Look at the fucking face! Look at that! The fucking face on the fucking Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck is that, bro? Bro, what is that nose, bro? If a right-wing person made that, they would go, "What is this racist caricature? Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh, that is. So
oh my god! Let's just. When you make dollface go like 4 octaves higher than his usual voice.
Let's keep going. There's lots of other topics to cover on the woke advertising campaigns of other companies. Let's focus on Kavernacle's one-sided view. It doesn't matter because they're just there to make money, and that's bad.
Wait, is he still on about Gillette? Because that's just he's just on about one at this moment in time. So not really giant corporations, more a giant corporation. But he clearly doesn't use since he's got a beard. So.
And all that some sort of analytics or statistics that show them that making a campaign that uses these politics is worth it for the potential new
Where did they get this from?
They may get from this.
Dude,
Where did they get?
dude,
Show an example.
It doesn't matter. Okay, this is what he's doing. He's assuming that this marketing guy who came up with this idea sold the idea on stats and analytic data, saying, "Hey, we're going to get you X number of dollars." That's the assumption. No one knows this. We're not in the back room. We're not making the check out to these guys. We don't know.
Yeah.
What we do know is they lost $8 billion. It didn't work.
The other thing that I
also can I just say that marketing company isn't part of Gillette, so they got money, right? They don't care what happens.
Exactly.
Afterwards. It's however Gillette runs it, right?
Exactly.
So they'll just move on to another thing, another company and sell their stuff. They don't care what happens. They got paid their money, right? They're not connected to Gillette. Why do you keep saying these marketing people are connected to Gillette? They're not.
Yeah, while we're in fucking true quote unquote true leftist land, isn't the whole thing of that whole thing that was in the Matrix video about the superstructure, about how the capitalists will try to maintain the status quo? So why is it that they're trying to push for more diversity and more gay shit? Why is that if they're pro status quo, or they should be pro status quo in order to keep us all down, in order to keep us all in our place? I thought the idea was that the superstructure, as in the capitalists and the big corporations, should all be pro status quo, which is less of the fucking gay shit, for lack of a better word, So why are they going out of their way to agitate for more of this sort of woke stuff? Like, why is that? It's just seems to contradict the prediction.
It's. I honestly don't think he even knows what he's on about half the time, to be brutally honest with you.
Well, no, he's accepting his premise and he's not changing it. He's just going,
no.
This is all capitalism. It's all just to make money, guys. It doesn't matter. But I have no problems with it. But it's bad. You're like, what? It's bad. Why is it bad?
And at the very least, it will cause a conversation they can use to push Gillette more. It's not like the head of marketing at Gillette, the person who made the advert, it's not like the board of Gillette, it's not like the CEO was like, I really got to say something about toxic masculinity.
How do you know that? I mean, really, do you know this? I'm not saying it's likely, but you don't know this, dude. I would argue they use a third-party marketing firm. I think that's probably what they did.
But where are they getting the idea that it would be profitable? Where?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is the example? Maybe one example before that Gillette advert came out where it was woke.
Maybe.
And it succeeded.
Maybe there's an interview somewhere I didn't find yet because I don't really care, but it's probably... They might have tried to get a public interview with these guys. Why did you do this? What was your plan? What was your strategy? I haven't seen that interview, so maybe it's out there, but I doubt it. They screwed up. They don't want to know who did it, or the marketing company doesn't want to comment on it. So,
masculinity, because we're a brand that primarily appeals to men and shaving, I just can't help myself. I've got to enter politics. I've got to talk about these things, and if the profits will be hurt, if my customers will be alienated, then so be it. I have got to say something like that. Of course, these corporations do not work like that.
How do you know that?
Yeah.
You know how many weird, crazy billionaires are out there that say crazy shit?
The way it goes, these corporations won't do that. Trust me, bro. I don't trust anything that comes out of your fucking mouth. You lie constantly.
How do we know the mental state of all these people on the board of directors and the HR and PR firms?
Also, can I just say something as well? The old bastards, the old wrinkly bastards that people think run businesses are dying, and they're being replaced by younger people who are, the elite are turning into, you've got your Zuckerbergs and your Dorseys and people like that. That's what the elite's turning into. and they're all fucking incredibly left wing. But they're only left wing because it gives them complete control and power. That's the reason.
I just think it's so bizarre. There's like, well, they are a CEO, and that's inherently exploitative. That means they can't be in favor of diversity or pro LGBT right. Like what the fuck?
It's like,
you own a business
it's like what you said.
And be
it's like what you said earlier. Yeah, it's like what Dollface said earlier. Yeah, because they're involved in capitalism, they can't be left wing. That's it. That's the only thing.
The things that we're calling woke are completely compatible with capitalism, right? These things that we call woke are not. They don't contradict with the idea of owning businesses. So just saying like, well, they're CEOs and that's inherently exploitative and that's inherently anti-leftist. That means they can't have leftist views like on a social scale. And by leftist, it like generally just means like more pro, I guess, equality. That equality is something that is a goal and it is the end in and of itself.
No, not
it's just a good thing in certain ways.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, there should be more because historical oppression and blah blah blah.
No, it's equity. It's more. It's pro equity. Everyone must be exactly the same.
Yeah, well, we need to equalize all these things. We need to, but because of, but then they'll frame it in terms of historical oppression. So even if they're equal now, well, that's not enough. That's not enough. We have to because we have to compensate for the historical oppression. But obviously, they'll keep moving the goalposts. But the point is, it's the ideology of like leftist on a social level in terms of LGBT or like whatever it is, the idea of we need to have representation for transgender teens shaving in our fucking Gillette ad, you know, the idea that you need to go out of your way to represent that in your adverts, that is leftist, right? That is lefty because it's not just why.
I think we have to explain. Woke does not mean communist.
Yeah, like that. He's conflating. Like
that's it. Yeah. He's saying we say woke, and he's like because these people don't want to control words but don't understand words. They don't put meaning behind it in the words that they say. They just say random shit to confuse people. So they think that we do the exact same thing when that's not what it is. We use the words with what they're meaning, with their meanings. So he'll say woke, he probably means communist. While we'll say woke, we mean fucking woke. So there's like a big difference.
Yeah, it's being militant. It's being extremely militant about socially liberal things.
Policies that aren't actually progressive. They're actually regressive. But they're made up to sound progressive.
Yeah, but it's all about making money, guys. This is all the mentality of all these people in marketing and the board and PR.
I think maybe the marketing team tries to sell it to the higher ups as, oh, well, this will make you more profit. But I think it's perfectly plausible that they don't actually believe that. You know, that the people in the marketing team don't actually
But here's the thing. The people in the marketing get their money anyway. They don't care about their profits. They get paid beforehand. This is what I keep trying to explain. The people who do all the marketing stuff get paid well before they make the profits and everything like that. 9 times out of 10, it's an outsourced thing, so the company gets paid straight away. So, hey ho.
Okay, let's keep going.
They to make as much money as possible. The board oversees that. The CEO oversees that. And what the anti-SJWs don't understand, there's not some hive mind of leftism that somehow includes corporations like Gillette, Nike, and Starbucks, and tech billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg from Silicon Valley.
Starbucks
with on the ground.
Starbucks deliberately lost millions from shutting down their establishments to have like racial sensitivity training. Like, what 5D chess kind of move is that?
He's literally trying to portray Facebook and Twitter as right wing. He's trying to tell us Facebook and Twitter aren't left wing here. This is how fucking ridiculous he is. This is how stupid this person is. He's trying to tell us with a straight fucking face that Twitter and Facebook are right wing, and B, aren't interested in politics.
And also, why is it that when something doesn't have enough lefty people, enough lefty liberal sort of yay diversity, it's so great, those kind of types, when it doesn't have enough of those, it's going to try to appeal to those because it's missing out on that market. It's got to appeal to them. Why is it that Twitter doesn't make any effort to appeal to the people that it doesn't have, i.e., people like me, like very right-wing conservative people? It makes no effort. I thought you
say Irish.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's not making any effort to appeal to people like me, right? But even though it's like this argument that they use when something does something sort of woke is, well, you see, it doesn't have enough of that audience, so it's trying to appeal to that audience that it doesn't have enough of. But they don't do that when that audience is conservative, when they don't have enough conservatives on their platform, like Twitter. You know, so
is this getting to? I think this is sort of fizzled to the point of it's like the Gillette advert failed miserably, so let's move it far away from woke because woke can't fail. So we'll just say it was just greed and capitalism. That feels like what his argument is, starting to fizzle into.
It's very reductive, and if he would just do basic homework, just do a few Google searches, at least, we got the Renegade Cut, he reads a book or something, and he tries to slide it into his reasoning, which is retarded, but at least he does some research.
He's not really done much. He's not provided much evidence beyond looking at his face and him saying, "Trust me."
Yeah, I know. The board of directors, they don't do any of it. Oh no, the PR firm, they don't. It's like, look, dude.
Would a guy with all these posters lie to you? Look,
someone spent
chocolate oranges.
Someone spent millions of bucks on marketing. Someone signed the check. Accounting went, okay, what's our expenses for this month? Oh, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. The CEO, whoever was the CFO or chief financial dude, went, okay, we spent how much money and how much did come in? Oh, we lost money. Huh. Let's not do that again, okay? Maybe try something different this time.
Yeah. When they signed all the contracts and did all the stuff, the marketing team didn't say, oh, by the way, you could lose $8 billion. That never came up. They went, oh, they didn't think they'd lose money from this. They honestly didn't think they'd lose money from it. They thought that being woke would make them money.
There's various outlooks on marketing, and there's like the inspiration I was talking about, the wholesome purity form for soap and what you think of certain ideas. But it's always positive. It's never like depressing or sad, unless we're talking like the Salvation Army or something like that, like however they appeal to their the heartstrings of the clients, however that business model works. But it's always an uplifting, a sort of hopeful message, a happy message, a pleasant message, a funny message. Funny is hard to do, but you can pull it off. So you have to have this positive end result of your thing. And they sort of try to do that with the kids looking out the camera, cute little kids saying, we can be better. We have to teach them well, which is a nice message. But it was predicated.
Kids.
It was predicated on this bullshit, boys will be boys. And as I said before, if they just cut that out and just had a bunch of hopeful messages of men, picking up their kids when they're fighting or whatever, be like, yeah, that would have been a lot better advertisement. But they didn't do that. They took the extra effort to listen to whomever who was leading some agenda. So we could isolate the marketing company. We could do all this bullshit. It doesn't matter.
But, like, personally, though, even like that kind of thing, still, it's very much it's that Stone Toss comic of burgers. Are you sure this will help us sell burgers? Burgers, it's that kind of thing.
Well, it's like that. Have you seen dollface? Have you seen that new Subway advert in the UK which is
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
two gay people
It's
kissing.
literally just that meme. It's literally just
Yeah, it's
that.
literally that meme. Yeah, and I saw it. I was like, "Wow, you've got to be fucking joking
Are you
here."
sure this will help us sell subs? Like subs? Yeah.
But also, I just want to say he's gone on about this Gillette advert. He's meant to be about giant corporations. Couldn't he like mention something else where, view some other evidence or something else? He's just, why isn't this just a Gillette is not woke?
I just want
Because that seems to be what his.
have an example that where did Gillette get this information from? What did they look at that was a successful example where going woke, having a woke message, improved their sales, where their sales improved after. Even if you want to say like correlation doesn't equal causation and blah blah blah, even then, just a correlation. Even I don't even if you can't prove causation, I still you should at least be able to find an example where it's see, this company had a woke advert and then they made more money. They made more money after. Where is this?
Mm-hmm. But no, we've got to go back to a screen of his fucking face. Yeah,
all right, we got 5 minutes left. All right, let's try to finish this off.
Yeah.
Grassroots movements who are all trying to push some sort of political narrative that just doesn't exist. Like I said earlier, message because
argument. We're not. How are you conflating?
That just doesn't exist. Yeah, all right, bro. I believe you. Yeah, sure. Because
socialism and woke, that's not. We're not talking about literal
socialism,
means of production or any of that shit.
Yeah,
that's not the fucking argument. That's not what woke means, dude.
Every time a leftist tells you this thing doesn't exist, it fucking exists. Antifa don't exist. Yeah, it exists. Oh well, Black Lives Matter isn't actually a unified. It is. Oh, this is. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It does. Every single time because they're all fucking lies. Because they are a fucking hive mind of stuff. They're all working together.
How can you be anti-fascism? Fascism is not an organization. It's just an idea. It's just an idea.
An idea that we can easily pin on other people we don't like. Fascism is an idea that we just pin on people
it's
constantly.
Not a unified organization. It's just an idea.
Yeah, all corporations are the same, guys. They have no political agenda. There's none ever whatsoever.
This guy is just
corporations adopting wokeness. I agree that toxic masculinity is bad.
Why?
I don't fundamentally disagree with the advert. I just disagree. It's a massive corporation.
Tell me what toxic masculinity is first.
That's all I have to
you'd
say.
call me. He'd call me toxic. A toxic male, right? I'd be like, well, explain why. And the reason would be I'm more masculine than he is. That'd probably be his reasoning behind it.
He's so disingenuous that the advert
he's a fucking
only condemning liar. Clearly the advert is only condemning obviously bad things. What's the problem with that? You're an actual dumbass. What's the advert, you absolute pillock? Yeah,
I have a friend and he is exactly the same as Kavernacle. He is so fucking disingenuous of stuff. So fucking disingenuous. With it, he's only a friend because he's part of a big group of us. But everything that Kavernacle does, I just keep thinking about that guy that I know, and it's like, yeah, you A, don't know anything you're on about, and B, you fucking flip flop with all your fucking opinions. You are so fucking. I can read him a mile away. I know this guy once he gets enough money will just fucking sod all this and be like, I'm not interested anymore. He's just he's such a cunt.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Sorry, Spud. I just deal with these people. I've dealt with these people for years in the real life, in real life, and they're all the same. They're all the same. They don't know what they're on about. They don't know what they're talking about, and they all say the exact same stuff. It's like a script. Let me just read off of. It's all lies.
And what happens in a lot of these instances is that corporations that go woke, they never really go broke. But what happens...
Really?
Never go broke.
Here's a giant list. Gaming. These are entire sectors.
But
movies, TV.
But it's also he's moving the goalposts now because he's saying like, oh well, see, they just do it to make money. Well, does it make them more money? Like, where's the evidence that it is more profitable to be woke than to just not?
Now, if he's talking about bankrupting a company,
he's saying that because Gillette didn't go bankrupt and cease to exist, they've not gone broke.
Okay, yeah, no.
Like they've not lost money.
If whatever his definition of broke means, we're talking about spending money to make money, and you go into the red, that is going broke. I don't care if you have $1 billion behind you. You spent whatever 150 million on your marketing campaign, and you lost 8 billion that year. You've done something wrong. You went broke. Yeah. You didn't go and shut down the frickin' company because of one campaign of a $150 billion company. Of course not. You lost that's the game, sir. You lost the plot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. When we say go broke, it's like it's exactly what you said, Smud. But for him, going broke means the company ceasing to exist.
Yeah, it's like we talk about the Marvel comics that just aren't being made anymore. Marvel Comics didn't die. Yeah. The comic went away.
Yeah.
The people who were working on it went away, but Marvel's still there.
Also, fucking Captain Marvel, the number of fucking times they tried to reboot it.
8, is it 8 times now?
Buy it, you know, and it's like...
in the last 6 years, is it 8 times?
I don't understand how you can rationalize that this is, they're just trying to make money. Like, if you keep making the same thing that didn't work the first 7 times you did it, maybe you're not doing it for profit. Maybe you have another motive. You know, and I just don't know how you can rationalize, like, Captain Marvel in the Marvel comics as, like, a financial decision. As I don't understand how you can rationalize that they're just trying to make money. Like, it just doesn't fit as it's not the Occam's razor answer. The Occam's razor is they actually do think that they need to push this agenda that they're pushing with that comic. You know, like that's the Occam's razor like answer. You know?
Yeah. He's going to
get exposed to be hypocrites. So you guys probably remember the Kaepernick Nike campaign, right? I think it says believe in something even though you might risk losing everything. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, Nike is so good." Where other
Sorry, what was the ad he's talking about?
The Nike
Nike one with that American footballer, which turned out to be just a fucking load of bollocks.
Oh, Kaepernick. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
People started their Nike shoes, saying that Nike had gone woke and had betrayed everyone. Nike had not actually gone woke. The people in charge of Nike weren't like, I cannot bite my tongue any longer. Let's release statements and an ad campaign using Colin Kaepernick. Again, like I said, they have really good marketing teams. They have so much data, so much analytics. They either wanted to push this message because they believed it could increase sales, or they wanted to start a controversial conversation because companies like Nike don't need massive successful advertising campaigns. Did it increase sales? They are already so big. And it of course turned out later that Nike also do massive contributions to the GOP and people who are against Kaepernick. And need I remind people that Nike and various other clothing companies have these awful sweatshops across Africa.
So just because someone's a hypocrite doesn't mean they don't believe in the.
Can I
like one God? Like if you're hypocritical, that doesn't mean you don't actually believe in the thing that you're hypocritical about.
Imagine hating sweatshops but supporting China. Kavernacle,
It's like, oh well, look, they're a hypocrite. That means they don't care at all. Like that's not true. Like, they care and be
Kavernacle supports communism. Communist China has sweatshops, so he's a hypocrite.
Like, this is a really bad.
It's very easy. It's very easy to rip apart this person because these people are so. I waste breath even just trying to argue this shit. Honestly, he's so disingenuous.
It's like he
shit.
thinks the Anti-SJW people, if that's the term he's going to use. It's like he thinks these people don't think that Nike is hypocritical. Like they brought that up.
We do. We do.
We bring that up all the time. That it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
And that's part of why it's obnoxious. You know, so
sweatshops aren't left wing, but communist China uses them. This is the thing. You're right, dollface. It's because they do anything involving capitalism. They're not left wing.
Yeah.
His view of what left wing is full on. You have to be a full on communist, like beyond what even Stalin and Lenin did. You have to be so far left. It's unbelievable.
Okay,
be classed
so
as just a leftist.
I did a few searches. Apparently, it made around 43 million in buzz in the 24 hours with the Nike ad first coming out, and I think it made around 100 and something odd million in general, 163.5 million in media. So
it's nothing. That's fucking nothing.
It's not all bad. It's not much, but it's I'm assuming they spent a few million to get that out the door, at least double digit. So good for them. I mean, that's fine. We don't really care what the ad, I don't even remember what the ad was. I don't get American ads in Canada, so I have no idea. But I mean, Nike did a good thing. They made the money. If it's all about the money, I don't know what the ad was about, but this is the argument he's making.
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember the advert. I know everything about it was pretty bad, and they've not done anything similar since.
Kaepernick has managed to split Nike off from the NFL and list the company in his protest against police violence, encourage other players in their own protests, and do it while putting some ill-gotten corporate money to good use. Okay, Esquire, and putting a little of it into his pocket as well. So
I cut out there. What were you saying?
Well, we're talking about the advert.
The advert from. Hey, let me just bring it up here.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
I honestly think my Discord's going crazy because this call has again gone back to the 1970 on my.
So I don't know, was it a video or just a bunch of pictures? I don't know, but it says believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything. I don't know if that's the best message to give people, but okay. I mean, Kaepernick was the guy.
Yeah, there were a lot of memes about that at the time.
Oh yeah. Not the nicest message to kids. It's like, just give up everything. Like what?
It's just the same message, but it's just Hitler. It's just.
Oh my god.
It wasn't this the same time about the taking the knee or something as well.
Well, it's like taking any sort of sports fellow or celebrity who's even more known because he did a certain thing. And this is not like a bad thing per se. It's just sort of like a controversial, but he believes in doing something sort of thing. And when you talk about sports guys or whatever, they don't have much to say. They don't really have a very good speaking voice. They don't have this political agenda thing going, but they speak in their actions and how they play the sport. So for someone to take a knee or whatever, stand or not stand during a national anthem isn't that big a deal. To Americans, oh my God. You're gonna.
But no, even in the UK, I remember there was something about there was members of a football team where they were all taking the knee, but then one of them didn't, and there were something about them being reprimanded by their club for not taking the knee
in Nottingham Forest. One of the black football players didn't take a knee.
Yeah.
And he got reprimanded for being racist.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I just don't believe. Yeah, he goes, I don't believe Black Lives Matter is right. It doesn't do what it's meant to do. Just look at its finances. And they went, no. People were calling this black footballer a white supremacist.
Oh my god, you hate black. But it's like that's what's so funny about it is that you have these corporations and stuff behind this type of message, that rallying behind this message, and Yeah, and the person who disagrees and goes, no, I don't think they're in the right. I don't think that Black Lives Matter as an organization is in the right. And I think a lot of their claims about society are wrong. That's the person who's like, no, you can't just protest. You can't just have a protest against against what the other people think. You can't protest
Bill
other
Cosby.
people's views.
Oh my
You can
God.
only do the approved protest.
Yeah.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Bill Cosby's behind. Just do it. Oh, no.
Fucking Thanos.
Even if it means sacrificing half of everything. Oh,
Half of everything.
Fuck it hell.
believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. It's what's his boxer.
I just.
That's great.
Kanye West. Slavery was a choice.
Oh God, this is just bark at everything, even if something isn't there for a dog. That's this is The Office. You have no idea the physical toll these vasectomies have on a person. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Fucking Hitler, like, just do it. What is just do it in German?
Here's oh my God, here's Anakin Skywalker. Believe in something, even if it means killing younglings. Just do it. Oh God, these are amazing.
Fuck, sign, fuck.
Keep sucking even when he nuts. Just do it. Oh my God, this was this guy's face. Just oh my God.
Just imagine gulags. Just do it.
Lick your butt, even if it makes other people in the room uncomfortable. Just do it. As a cat. These are amazing.
God bless the internet.
Oh, here's I don't know. Believe in something, even if it means not feeling so good. Just do it. Is that a Spider-Man? I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, it's the Spider-Man from latest iteration movie. Not sure what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get back to the video.
What is the Walking Dead one?
The Walking Dead. What are you talking about?
Pretty funny.
Oh, there's Alex Jones. Believe in everything, even if it means the frogs are gay. Just do it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Alex Jones. Fantastic. Anyway, back to the Kavernacle.
Asia, other poorer regions and poorer countries where they treat their employees like garbage, where they use kids to make their products.
We know,
and, even back
and we
home
pointed
where they might be
out.
headquartered in
Like,
the United States.
You're so
and their
fucking
Western
dumb, dude.
headquarters around Europe and other places. It's not like they treat their workers amazingly.
You're not
They're
telling us
still a massive
something that we don't
corporation,
know, you
and people
fucking
who are in
dumbass.
charge of these corporations, the billionaires, they don't get rich by playing fair. They don't get rich without exploitation. So it's just a
They don't get rich by playing fair and exploiting who exactly? What are you
Do you
talking
think
about?
anyone being employed is exploitation? You think literally anyone having a job, having an employer at all is exploitation?
I want to
You
know.
know, it doesn't have to be sweatshops for you, like you fucking commies, to think it's exploitation.
I want to know the marketing people who did this. Were they exploiting people in China or Africa or wherever? Or they just did a media campaign?
Like, you can exploit people in sweatshops and shit and still be pro, like, LGBTQIA blah, 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 representation, right?
Right,
You
we're
can
going to have to explain this again. Woke does not mean communist.
And you can still be a hypocrite about, like, fucking police brutality while still getting loads of money from fucking China, right? You can still be you can still be like 100%. Oh, there's a big police brutality problem in America, while still benefiting from business in China, right? Where it's fucking infinity worse.
You can complain about police brutality in America while still also getting police protection for your businesses.
Yeah, so you can be a hypocrite, but that doesn't mean you don't genuinely want to.
You will find most people. You will find most people who go woke tend to be hypocrites. Hence, why we keep
this guy thinks
calling them out.
This guy thinks CEOs and the boardroom members are just fucking not even human. He just thinks they're not people at all. They don't have any opinions about anything. He thinks that American Psycho is a documentary.
Yeah, even with American Psycho, they still had political ideas.
Oh God, yeah.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Lots of political ideas at dinner. Anyway, Road Harushan, thank you for the 5. Freedom for space noids. Even if you have to drop a space colony on Australia, just do it.
Yes, just fucking yes, I agree. Sieg Zeon. Yeah.
Just getting constant movie quotes from...
I fucking love Gundam.
Oh, boy.
Amazing to me, these say they don't understand, especially someone like TheQuartering and Geeks and Gamers, who dedicate their whole channel to getting really outraged about why corporations...
No, they just talk about daily news, really. They just do whatever they like.
Yeah.
Really gonna take the moral high ground here and having a channel about being outraged, Kavernacle?
Yeah, your entire channel is dedicated...
Take the moral high ground and, they make their career out of being outraged.
What do you do?
Me.
What do you do on your channel,
Kavernacle?
Content. What's your slant on this? Oh yeah, exactly the same thing, only from the other side. Only less informed.
Yeah, imagine getting outraged by something and then getting on Twitter and bitching about it. God, you would never do that, would you? Oh wait!
Remember when Zach tried to talk to him? That didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
You want to have a friendly conversation? Nope, not happening.
Zach actually tried to be nice and polite to him, and this guy literally just said "fuck off," and then insulted Zach. It was all right, okay. Fucking tool.
Yeah, Zeon did nothing wrong.
Oh. All right.
This is why we'll start using more diversity, we'll start adopting woke language or make woke adverts. Most of the time, it is not because they just can't help themselves.
Why does the BBC do it?
It's all about making...
Why does the BBC do it?
Yeah,
why?
Why?
None of this applies. It's not the same. But it still does it.
He's literally saying to be woke, you must be a communist at this point in time. This is his definition of woke. Being a communist.
You can't differ on anything. There's no room for being.
If you make money, you can't. If you make money, you can't be woke. That's what he's saying. That is literally what he's saying. If you make money, you can't be woke.
That would make sense.
Unless it's him, at which point he is woke.
I guess we mean when we say woke. He has this misconception that we mean communist.
That would take the pattern of going woke and getting broke or whatever. So that would be true because we have lots of examples of that. So I don't know if he disagrees with that concept or he's just not connecting the two. But I mean, yeah, dude, we get it. It's complicated. Marketing's hard and doesn't work all the time. That's true.
No, I get it. Nike isn't communist. Excellent, great, wonderful, yeah. But it doesn't mean it's not woke.
Hey.
Making money every day. These corporations aren't leftists. They aren't liberals. They aren't any of this stuff.
Wait, what?
They just want to make money.
Whoa. Even by the communist definition, they are liberals. Even by the most hardcore of communist definitions, they are liberals. It's one thing to say they're not leftist, but they are certainly liberal. What kind of insane... No,
they are not communists. They're not full-blown communists.
Even if you're saying
so they can't be left-wing.
They are liberal, even by the communist definition.
Dollface, Facebook, Twitter, Nike, and Gillette, they're all right-wing. They're all right-wing.
Blown away, dude. even
guy
a
has no
communist
idea
would
about
say that they're
anything.
liberal. Even actual
Yeah.
communists would say that they're liberal.
Yeah.
And when communists say liberal, they mean like pro-capitalism and pro like markets, right? Like
Yeah.
like that's what. So how? What? What do you fucking mean they're not liberal? By what? How? I just don't understand.
I'm sure there are examples of Facebook closing down other pages on their platform that were left-leaning for breaking terms of service, this and that. I'm sure that's happened. We just know the stories.
Oh, they told you what terms of service you broke? Oh, you're like a little baby. I got fucking banned for. They didn't even show me what it was. They didn't even show me what post it was. They just said, "Oh, you're banned. 30-day ban." There you go. No, and out of nowhere, no warning, right? There's no build up to it. Just not no like, oh well, you can please delete this post or you will get a strike or whatever. None of that.
Right.
Just no, you're banned.
Which is the problem that we were talking about with Steven Crowder. Like, he broke all these rules that no one knew what the rules were. He had to hire a lawyer to figure that out. They still don't know, but he can't get monetized anymore. So they still allow him to have his channel, but he's still dealing with these issues today. And I think he talked about that this month because he was having that retreat.
He's having treatment for stuff, but he's also going for a actual lawsuit, isn't he?
Right. So there's lots of things going on in his life right now, but it's just this weird thing that I seem to be hearing more about the conservative elements or the conservative people on platforms either getting deplatformed, getting demonetized, or deleted all their content. And they're having to go to other platforms. And when they try to go to other platforms, I know this is related to American politics because of what happened in the Capitol this month, that they're closing those sites down, or they're trying to close those sites down. Just because there's the idea of sedition, or the idea of saying something that is against the state or this or that. That is definitely not pro right wing or whatever, because those people tend to believe in the Constitution or freedom of speech and all these other things. And all you're going to do is create an even bigger and tighter group of people who are against these supposedly completely unbiased social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter.
Whoa! Someone on Discord, I'm sorry to interrupt, just said, it's creeping me out that Kavernacle looks like Hawk's avatar at this moment in time. I'm like, no, don't start. No.
You know, it's not too far off.
Wow.
You take that back, Caesar. I like you. You're a good guy, but this saying something like that, yeah, I'll get you in your sleep.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 minutes left. Let's finish it off.
And they like this crap. They like these stupid woke adverts trying to promote a product and make these people even richer. Are liberals, because as we all know, liberals are surface level. They just like the message and they will eat.
Wait a second. What does this mean, liberals are surface level? What does that mean? They just like the message.
Another defining terms issue here, where he's not defining the terms. What is a liberal? You know, not all of us are fucking familiar with the communist thesaurus of what you mean by liberal. Okay, we're not all in on the same fucking jargon that what you mean by liberal.
Yeah.
I like people that I know in the more right wing. I'm in might mean when they say liberal. So you need to define these terms.
I'll just say something. Yeah, not everyone's a member of the British Labour Party. We don't know all your terms. What you class as a liberal is completely different to what, say, Smud would class as a liberal, or what someone in America would class as a liberal. What do you mean? You can't just say it's surface level. What surface level of what?
Just someone who isn't completely against capitalism but has kind of lefty social views. Is that it? That's the same thing as woke. That's what we're talking about.
If there's some bizarre reason that Canada or the States would not have a capitalistic or style or ish design for the economics, within, I'd say, a few days, they'd be crying for it back so quickly because all their money would go away. They'd lose all their property and all this.
Yeah, one of the big problems with these fucking commies is that they can't think of any other way other than materialism. So they any other issue that isn't just like workers and the bourgeoisie and the proletariat and the bourgeoisie and the means of production is just like, well, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. Your views on, your views on gay marriage, irrelevant. Your views on how many gay people do we need to have in our children's cartoons? That has nothing. That doesn't matter at all. That doesn't matter at all. Whether we are morally obligated to have a transgender teen in our Gillette advert. That's nothing to do with politics at all. It's just surface level. It doesn't matter. It's just bizarre.
That up thinking about what is going on behind the scenes at these companies. And you've also got to ask yourself a few questions about Geeks and Gamers and TheQuartering, where they see an advert like this and it personally offends them. I mean, I watched that advert. I didn't see anything
fucking God.
that offended me.
Because you fucking agree with it, you retard!
Yeah, but also, you're not a fucking man. So, yeah, we can answer that.
Because that's your view of men. You're
not
offended
because
you actually think that most men are this toxic.
For people who are so sensitive about social
with
issues, and he can say that with a straight face and not see a problem with that, I'm like, wow, really? You're not aware of what that psychological impact of that advertisement was. A bunch of boys fighting and a bunch of fathers standing over there going, boys will be boys. You don't think that there's anything wrong with that?
So someone in the chat asked, is everyone here a classical liberal or libertarian? Is that aimed at us or is that aimed at the chat?
Sorry?
Wait, what was that question? What was the question?
Someone in the chat who said, is everyone here a classical liberal or libertarian?
I don't know the definition, so I don't know.
So is that aimed at us? Or is that aimed at the chat?
When you're talking about classical liberal in Canada, that means centrist. If you're talking about libertarian, I don't even think that's a part of the vocabulary in Canadian politics. We do, in fact, have a libertarian party, but it's mostly local. It's not federal. So they do run, but they never get elected. So I have no idea what they're about.
Yeah. Also, in Britain, we've got so many different versions of libertarianism.
Plus,
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think it doesn't really get into the government. I don't think the government is particularly libertarian, regardless of the
government does not like liberty at all in the UK. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hates it.
Like the only time I heard about libertarianism when was Ron Paul was being mentioned 15 years ago or whatever the hell. He was talking. He was being enamored by whomever on the right or news sites because he's this guy from Texas who just was a doctor and he was a flight surgeon, I think. He did all these other things. He delivered babies, but he had this really hardcore, simple as beans, and he was consistent with all his ideologies, which I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Never heard about a guy like that before.
The closest libertarianism gets in UK politics is people who still support Boris Johnson try and call him a libertarian.
Really?
Saying, oh, he doesn't really want to bring all these lockdowns in, and that's literally the extent of it. After that, libertarianism never gets mentioned in UK politics at all.
Interesting. All right. Okay.
So,
that's
not me being. That's not me like saying anything like really political. But that's literally the extent of. That's like the only time I've ever heard that word actually used.
The problem with especially Canada is, I think people in general, they don't really care, but because the states are so enamored with politics in general, the Canadians see that as like a spectator sport. You're just like, what the hell is America doing? And there's all these words thrown around, and they don't translate well to Canadian politics because we are using what Britain and Australia is using, the Westminster parliamentary system, which is a little different than a Republic Congress. So, I maybe if I read a few more books, I might know, but I just don't have the interest, and I don't really care. So
my,
sorry.
my politics. I'm a hawkist. I follow what I want. That's about it.
All right. Let's got a minute left.
Didn't feel like an advert with all these awful behaviours being described, but the quartering does have history there. But yeah, to conclude, anti-SJWs are extremely dumb. They're just playing.
All right, yeah, we're done. This is what they all say every single time.
He literally went, I've got none of those toxic traits. Anyway, people who I don't agree with are dumb.
Yeah, they're
dumb.
Well, I mean, I think Kavernacle's dumb, so I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, the feeling is mutual. I
can't believe he literally said, I didn't see myself with all these negative traits and stuff. And then literally called someone dumb the next sentence.
You're dumb. Wow.
No. Not only are they dumb, they're a bigot.
Well, boys will be boys, I guess.
Damn. Boys will be boys. Anyway, subscribe to my Patreon.
These companies, they're only being appealing to these messages to make money. So anyway, follow my Patreon.
Patreon, yeah.
For more videos with these same views that I espouse in my videos.
It's still never be. Anyway, I'm an anarchist now, and then the fucking link to his Patreon came up. That was Renegade Cut, but Kavernacle's not at that level yet.
Yet. Pretty close.
No, I don't think it's not as bad as the James Bond Renegade Cut.
That was just atrocious. That was just.
Oh, can I just say, I'm really glad I missed that second part of that video.
Oh my word.
That was bad. Yeah.
My brain melted in the first part. I was like, I can't do this.
All right. Okay, that was the Kavernacle. I don't think we're going to have another one of his for a while. Hopefully, it's up to you guys, of course. No. But he does these things every day. I think we've got the
gist. I think basically he likes Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking commie.
He's a commie. That's about it. Yeah.
Pretty much all.
Doesn't do any research.
Yeah.
This is I would say as bad as the Xander Hall. Like Xander Hall is completely vacuous, but this guy, at least he knows a little bit of what he's talking about. But he doesn't do any research about the topic that he should be discussing, which is the frickin' ad he brought up and the numbers behind it and whether it was effective and why. If everything was about money and they didn't make any money, that's a little hole in your argument, sir. Why that happened? So.
Zach's just put in the chat. I'm not toxic. Also, don't talk to me unless you have 10,000 subs.
100,000 subs.
You're nobody. You're nobody.
Oh, 100,000. I missed a zero there. Sorry.
I can't believe you only have 10,000 subs. How dare you talk to me if you have less than 100,000 subs? Don't even look at me if you don't have 1 million subs.
Anyway, aren't I such a nice person?
I don't see a problem with this advertisement at all. It's totally fine.
You don't succeed as much on this capitalist platform as me. That means that you have no value as a person.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be adding a whole bunch more. So if you want to hold off on voting till tomorrow morning, you might want to do that. Up to you. Keep the suggestions coming. Mm-hmm. Come back to the Discord and vote on what's up next. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. Have yourself a great evening. Bye-bye.
I'm going to say something. I'm looking forward to Twitter now.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be fun for the next couple of days.
If you or your fans are here, or if you ever watch this bit, you're a fucking silly Billy.